And it's brought to you by Sutter Coast Hospital, serving our community with care. The Hiuchi Hamlet, gas, fishing, tackle, and snacks for your Wild Rivers adventure. Lisa McCowan, State Farm Insurance. Call Lisa when you want great service and State Farm Insurance. L&L Design and Construction. They love to support the Warriors. For construction work, call 465-6432. Co Central Credit Union, people helping people. And Freeman Rock, family owned, serving Curry and Del Norte counties. And now, with a pregame show, here's Mad Dog and John.
The toughest test so far this season would appear to await the Del Norte High football team tonight. The Warriors are in sunny but breezy Klamath Falls, Oregon, preparing to take on the Mazama Vikings in a battle of undefeateds. Hello, I'm John Pritchett. He's John Horner. JD is back in the studio. And welcome to the Warrior pregame show on KPOD 97.9 and DelNorteSports.com. Mad Dog, Del Norte is 4-0 and coming off 3 consecutive blowout victories. But tonight, the Vikings should be a real challenge for Del Norte and vice versa.
Well, John, these two high schools are steep in football tradition and are ready to face off tonight in Klamath Falls, Oregon. The lights are on, the home crowd is beginning to assemble, and the Warrior fans, we are in for a highly contested game tonight. It's the Warriors versus the Vikings in Friday night showcase game. Let's go, Warriors.
We'll be back in a few moments with a preview of tonight's game and a look back at last week's battle. We're broadcasting live with Warrior Pride. You're listening to Del Norte Sports.
There's more to the pregame to come. Follow the Warriors online at KPODFM.com or DelNorteSports.com. Broadcasting live with Warrior Pride. We'll be back with John and Mad Dog in just a couple of minutes.
Life can change in a heartbeat. A traffic accident, a sports injury, a heart attack or stroke. Suddenly, your world turns upside down. When you need attention quickly, turn to Sutter Coast Hospital's 24-hour emergency room. Skilled emergency doctors and nurses here offer compassionate and immediate care. Located in Crescent City, right off Highway 101, turn to Sutter Coast Hospital, serving the North Coast region for more than 30 years.
Freeman Rock is your complete source for landscaping products, including topsoil and soil amendments. Buying your products in bulk is the most economical and ecologically friendly. And Freeman Rock also delivers. Freeman Rock is open Monday through Friday, 7 to 5, and Saturday by appointment. Freeman Rock has supplied our communities with quality ready-mix concrete, sand, and gravel, and now landscaping supplies since 1976. Check out our new updated interactive website, freemanrock.com, or call 469-2444.
And now, back to the pregame show with Mad Dog and John on 97.9 FM, KPODFM.com, and DelNorteSports.com. Broadcasting live with Warrior Pride.
Welcome back to Mazama High School, where just a few moments ago, Del Norte High's junior varsity fell from the ranks of the unbeatens, losing to Mazama 26-8 in a sloppy game by both teams. The Warriors lost 4 fumbles in the contest. Del Norte's lone score was a 9-yard touchdown run by Hunter Giddings. The Warriors are now 3-1 this season.
I believe that was the first JV matchup we've seen where Del Norte was probably a little bit outsized and a little bit outgunned up front. I felt the Warriors did a decent job of staying in the game for most of the time. That Mazama team does have a couple juniors on it. Definitely a bigger team than Del Norte was. Del Norte didn't execute down the stretch, had 4 turnovers. Against a team like that was also undefeated, you were going to have to play mistake-free football to beat them, and the Del Norte JV just did not do that tonight.
Last week, Del Norte's varsity traveled south to Petaluma expecting some sort of test. Well, if we are going to assign grades, give the Warriors an A as they walked away with a 49-7 non-conference victory. Mad Dog, Del Norte absolutely owned the trenches.
The Warriors front 5 of Faulkner, Slayton, King, Showerman, and Thompson just dominated the Trojans. When you have 4 running backs gain more than 75 yards, that means your O-line is doing something special. Speaking with the guys this morning, Cooley gave props to Faulkner and the offensive line, said, man, we could not do this without that front line.
Then you turn those guys around on defense, add in Levi Cox, Cooley, Chase Blackburn, and Kobe Mitchell, and all defensive coordinator Darren LaFazio really had to do was say, go get him.
Timmy Thompson especially seemed to be spending more time in the Petaluma backfield than some of the Trojans running backs. talking to the coaches yesterday, I said, I was feeling for those running backs for Petaluma before the even snap came because we were just hitting them in the backfield all night long.
It was Thompson who recovered a Petaluma fumble on the Trojans' first play of the game from scrimmage, and a few plays later, Mitchell scored on a 1-yard run. In the second quarter, is Mitchell again, scoring his 6th TD of the season. Second and goal from the 8. Price goes out wide to the left. That's been a target of Calais in this situation. Instead, hands off. Mitchell plowing his way forward. Touchdown, Del Norte. Kobe Mitchell with his 5th rushing touchdown of the season. Sixth.
8-yard touchdown by Kobe Mitchell. Just another quick hitter up the middle. Kobe did a great job at exploding through the hole, broke off one lineman tackle, and kind of dove into the end zone. Did a great job.
Cox-Cooley later scored to give Del Norte a 21-0 lead going into the locker room at halftime on a 5-yard run. But, Mad Dog, Del Norte left a lot of points on the field in that first half.
Well, several drives were stopped, not by the Trojans, but by Del Norte itself, as the Warriors continue to commit penalties in bunches. At one point, Del Norte had 3 big games called back on 3 consecutive plays by holding calls. And for the 4th consecutive game, Del Norte finished with more than 100 yards in penalty yardage marched against them.
In the second half, Del Norte continued its domination. Chase Blackburn highlighted the first drive of the third quarter with a 41-yard touchdown run. Then Mitchell scored for the 3rd time, this time from 5 yards out. Then quarterback O.J. Kalea decided it was his turn to have some fun too. Second and short. Back to pass. Pump fake. Throws. Fade. Trying to hit Price. He's open. Catches it. Touchdown. Del Norte.
Great job. Ethan Price over his back shoulder. Went up at the highest point and caught the ball. Great job. 22-yard touchdown. Pass catch from O.J. to Caleb.
Petaluma got its lone score early in the fourth quarter, but Del Norte closed it out with Cox-Cooley getting his 2nd TD of the game on a 10-yard run. The final, Del Norte 49, Petaluma 7.
Well, John, the stats were as lopsided as the score. Del Norte rushed for 369 yards on 38 carries. Petaluma rushed 24 times, picking up just 81 yards. Mitchell and Cox-Cooley both topped the 100-yard mark, and passing, Kaleha threw for 88 yards and a touchdown for Del Norte. The Trojans quarterback, Jack Hartman, completed just 1 of 6 throws for a drum roll. Get ready. -1 yard. -1.
That's an amazing thing. Hartman was usually running for his life every time he tried to pass, and as we mentioned earlier, Del Norte's defensive front overwhelmed the Petaluma offensive line on nearly every down. Del Norte stayed undefeated, which sets up tonight's battle against Mazama, which is also undefeated. Now, Mad Dog, this is the 4th time in as many years these two teams have played each other, with the Vikings winning the first 2 and the Warriors getting the 2018 victory. This has turned into a really good rivalry.
Well, this rivalry has turned, it is a great one. I was kind of questioning at the beginning when Del Norte was traveling to Cave Falls back and forth, is this really worth it? But the relationship we built, these two teams, so evenly matched throughout the years in school size, football tradition, and hard-nosed football philosophies. It's always fun to watch them get together because you could throw the record books out, and these two teams love to hit.
You're listening to the Warrior pregame show here on KPOD-FM 97.9 and on DelNorteSports.com. We're 17 minutes away from kickoff here in Klamath Falls, Oregon, home of Mazama High. And let's take a look at the Class 4A Vikings, who are ranked 5th by the Oregon School Activities Association's computers, but 2nd by the state's 4A coaches.
Mazama has become one of Oregon's best 4A schools. Under Coach Vic Leash, he was 5-5 his first season in 2013. Since then, the Vikings are 43-10 over the past 5 seasons, winning Skyline League championships each year and advancing to the OSAA playoff every season.
In other words, this is a high-caliber program. The only thing missing from the list of accomplishments is a state championship. Now, before the season started, the Vikings players were very open. The goal is to bring home a title in 2019, and they're off to a decent start, whipping Ontario of Eastern Oregon 40-0, but surviving against Cascade High of the Willamette Valley last week. Final was 15-13.
Well, Mazama almost stole one on the road against Cascade, team that is favored to win their league this year.
Talked to Coach Leash before the game, and he's had some bad luck. He's lost 3 of his top players and including both of his wide receivers that he thought would help bring a passing attack that's usually not part of the offensive repertoire for the Vikings. Cole Brosterhouse out with a broken collarbone, as is Cooper Hamilton, as is Nate Beck. Nate Beck was the all-conference quarterback last year, came back, lost his starting job. They put him out at wide receiver, and in the first game against Ontario, hurt his knee. Nevertheless, this is the team that's not going to make a lot of mistakes. They're very, very well coached. And Coach Lease was very, very simple. We have to do a better job. Next man up has to fill in and do the job. No excuses.
Well, when you got a team like this, it's Mazama is a run-first offense that runs the veer offense. Pretty much the same look Petaluma ran last week. In the veer, the Vikings will attempt to attack the edges of our defensive line and option out to our linebackers at the line of scrimmage. It should be noted, the Vikings only passed the ball 6 times last week in their 15-13 win. So that being noted, they're going to have to find a way to push the Del Norte defensive line in the veer attack to have any success tonight.
Tristan Lee is the Mazama quarterback. He started last year in their game with Del Norte. The Warriors won that 28-7. He is a good runner, although he struggled last year. In fact, he ended up being with -7 yardage. However, he did throw for almost 100 yards. Vikings are similar to Del Norte. They like to run first, sometimes with power, sometimes with misdirection. But it's going to be a challenge without 3 of their best players.
Well, if Del Norte can apply the pressure on Lee, that'll give our defensive backfield a chance to guard the receivers. But like you said, with a couple of the receivers out with shoulder injuries, it's going to be a tall task. Look for Coach LaFazio to release the hounds from the linebacker spots tonight and really force them to be in uncomfortable situations.
And, of course, the one thing Del Norte has done so well this year is force turnovers. They are a +7 in turnover margin this year. Warriors offense has yet to give the ball up.
And those turnovers just come from Del Norte putting teams in positions where they don't want to be. Del Norte's done a great job for tackles for losses and forcing them to get out of their comfort zone and try to force something offensively. Against a team like Del Norte, when you can't do what you want to do because the coaching staff did such a great job at scouting you, it puts you in situations where you kind of force it, and Del Norte's done a great job at capitalizing on those turnovers.
We talked with Del Norte head coach Nick White about the Vikings playing again on the road and other topics of interest in this week's edition of KPOD's Coaches Conference. So, Coach White, we are at Mazama High School, back on the road, second week in a row. And you talked last week about how your team embraces the challenge of heading out on the road.
We do. We get to come together as a group and enjoy the bus ride together. This one was only half of it what it was last week, so it's a relatively short trip, I guess. But we just enjoy hanging out with each other. It builds team camaraderie, and we're ready to go tonight for sure.
A lot shorter than some of those you took in college football.
Yeah, those are 15-hour bus rides, so I have flashbacks and nightmares of that. So this is easy compared to that.
So a 49-7 win last week over Petaluma. You had a chance to look at the film. What did you see that stood out that you liked?
Just overall, I think we played really well, especially defensively. We gave up 2 long runs. One was before the halftime. The other one was in the fourth quarter. So other than that, we played really well. Assignment football. These guys run a similar offense, so we're hoping to build on what we did last week defensively.
Your defensive front reestablished the line of scrimmage about 2-3 yards in the backfield. That tells me that your kids are not only strong physically, but mentally they know what to do.
Yeah, they are well prepared. They pay attention in practice. They know their assignments. They know their jobs, and we're still hitting the weight room 2 days a week. So we pride ourselves on being stronger than the other team, and we take advantage of it.
Coach, you got a team tonight in Mazama that has a long tradition, 6 straight conference titles. They've got an identity. They run the ball. What challenges do they present to you?
Just fundamentally, they are well coached. They don't do a whole lot, but they do it really well. So there's good and bad to that. So we're prepared. Our kids are ready to go for that challenge, and we know they're going to be a tough challenge.
How's the injury situation?
Going good. We got Noah Yang back this week. Kai Boss still out. And other than that, we are healthy.
That's going to be a key later on in the season, is just staying healthy. And because with your limited numbers, what do you tell the kids in terms of, it's hard to tell a football team stay healthy, but are you stressing nutrition, stretching, and that type of stuff?
Yeah, we just, it's about nutrition, first of all, the kids eating and being hydrated. And we have a veteran group, so our practices aren't super physical, and we try to stay away from hitting drills because we know when we play Friday nights, we're ready to go. We don't need to beat each other up. We know what each kid brings, and that's, that part of what we came into this season, not having a lot of kids on the team, so we had a plan for it coming in.
Coach Nick White ready to take on Mazama. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you.
Warrior head coach Nick White on the Warrior pregame show. John Pritchett, John Horner with you tonight from Mazama High School in Klamath Falls, Oregon. The sun is setting to the west over the mountains. It's going to be a beautiful evening, especially if the breeze dies down. However, it is supposed to get kind of chilly, perhaps below 50 about the time the game ends. Well, we spoke briefly about last year's game, one that Del Norte won easily. We have mentioned before, when the Warriors won that game last year, Mad Dog, Del Norte's confidence rose dramatically. Do we have a similar situation here?
Well, I believe the Warrior team is carrying a bit more confidence coming to this season, even rolling over from last season's confidence of their game, coming into this game with a little more confidence than last time these two teams met. But that can be dangerous at the same time. I believe this team is very confident in their chances tonight. I am just hoping they get mentally prepared for this aggressive team that's playing at home in front of this raucous crowd.
Coach Nick White and his offensive coordinator, brother Chris White, has shifted Del Norte's offense. Last year with Kalea and the now graduated Ethan Price. Ethan is actually here for tonight's game. With them playing quarterback, Del Norte ran a more pro-style offense. This season, there's more of a focus on running the ball, and wow, has that been successful.
Well, like we said at the top of the show, Del Norte has a front line that is big, talented, and experienced. Combine that with 4 running backs that can grind out yards and break off the big run at moments. This is good stuff tonight.
Cox Cooley leads the way with 416 yards in 4 games, good for a 7.8 yards per carry average. That's third best out of the 4. Mitchell is at 7.4 yards per carry. Blackburn is up to 9.3 yards per carry. And then there's Gio Gonzalez, who has only carried the ball 10 times, but he's gained 129 yards. Now, using my amazing math skills, I have determined that Gonzalez is averaging 12.9 yards per carry.
Bingo.
Thank you.
Quarterback O.J. Kaleha has taken major steps forward in his passing game, even without Ethan Price to throw to this season. Last year, he completed less than 50% of his passes. Through 4 games, he has 22 of 33 passing, 66% with 4 touchdowns and 0 interceptions.
Ethan Price's little brother, Caleb, who's taller than Ethan, by the way, is coming off his best game of the season receiving, grabbing 3 passes for 47 yards and a touchdown. Both he and Cox Cooley have 7 receptions.
Well, it comes back to that front line, John, again, giving Kaleha plenty of time to throw the ball, and the misdirection and the bootlegs have really helped him get out in the open and see people down the floor.
We're rocking here at Mazama High School. We're going to be back with the starting lineups and keys to tonight's games right after this. We're broadcasting live with Warrior Pride. You're listening to Del Norte Sports.
There's more to the pregame to come. Follow the Warriors online at kpodfm.com or delnortesports.com. Broadcasting live with Warrior Pride. We'll be back with John and Mad Dog in just a couple of minutes.
Life can change in a heartbeat. A traffic accident, a sports injury, a heart attack or stroke. Suddenly, your world turns upside down. When you need attention quickly, turn to Sutter Coast Hospital's 24-hour emergency room. Skilled emergency doctors and nurses here offer compassionate and immediate care. Located in Crescent City, right off Highway 101, turn to Sutter Coast Hospital, serving the North Coast region for more than 30 years.
When you choose L&L Design and Construction, it's a game changer. They can do it all. New home construction, remodels large or small, garages and manufactured home site development. They're local, reliable, and love this community. When it comes to design and construction, choose the LaFazio family at L&L, proud supporters of the Del Norte Warriors. Start planning for spring today. Call 707-465-6432, license number 931605. And now, back to the pregame show with Mad Dog and John on 97.9 FM, KPODFM.com, and DelNorteSports.com. Broadcasting live with Warrior Pride.
Welcome back to Mazama High School. Now, ladies and gentlemen, your national anthem. A more traditional version of the national anthem than what we heard last week in Petaluma, where the CD player didn't work, and so the PA announcer just sang his version of it. It was different than we've heard in other places.
But you know what? You got to give it to him. He owned it. He got up there. He didn't let the show stop. That was great.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups for Del Norte. And the Warriors, of course, 4-0 coming into this game. Up front, the right guard is number 57, Tanner Forkner, one of the few juniors on the squad, 5'10", 205. His cohort on the right side is a sophomore, 5'11", 250 pounds, Sam Showerman. He's number 54, and he is a good one. The center is Luke King, 3-year starter, senior, 5'11", 265 pounds. The left side of the line, the guard is Anthony Slayton, senior, 6'2", 220. The tackle is Timmy Thompson. He's a senior, 6'1", 240, number 55. The tight end, number 8, Connor Long, 6'4", 200 pounds. He's got 3 catches for 56 yards this season. The wide receiver is Caleb Price, junior, 6'5", 200 pounds, 7 catches, 3 TDs. The running back is Levi Cox-Cooley, one of those other juniors, 5'8", 175 pounds. He leads the team in rushing with 416 yards. The fullback is Kobe Mitchell, senior, 5'11", 215 pounds. He has 7 rushing touchdowns to pace the Warriors. And the quarterback, number 12, O.J. Kaleha, senior, 6 foot, 200 pounds, completing 66.7% of his passes this year, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
Big test for this Warrior offense tonight. They're going to get hit hard, and they're going to get hit hard often. Can they take care of the ball? Can they stay mistake-free? Can they not turn it over? Can they beat a team that's willing to come out and hit as hard as they are tonight? We'll find out how this offense holds up.
On the defensive side of the ball, the ends, Kobe Mitchell and Timmy Thompson. The tackles inside, Showerman and Luke King. That's about 250 and 250. That's about 500 pounds of some tough jerky inside.
Definitely some tough pork chops in there.
The outside linebackers are Cox-Cooley and Blackburn. Inside, Forkner and Slayton. The cornerbacks are Nick Freeman. He's a senior, 6 foot, 175. And the senior, Gio Gonzalez, 5'7", 165, lightning quick. The safety is Caleb Price, who's turned into a bit of a hitter for the Warriors. Special teams, Kenji Adams-Lee has been absolutely perfect on extra points, 17 of 17 so far this season. The deep snapper is Slayton. The holder is Kalea. Kenji Adams-Lee is also the punter. The returners on both kickoffs and punts, Blackburn and Cox-Cooley. That's your starting lineups for the Warriors tonight.
Well, when it comes to the defense, this defense is yet to be tested truly. You know, in the first game, it was the first game jitters, but since then, nobody's been able to test this defense. We're going to find out tonight if this veer attack from Mazama can execute and if they can keep Del Norte on their heels. I think it's going to be a tall task for Mazama, but this Del Norte defense, once again, has got to step up and do their job.
The sun is disappearing over the horizon. We're getting ready to kick off. Quick, Mad Dog, keys to tonight's game on the offense for the Warriors.
Don't turn over the ball and keep pushing the ball down the field. Long drives, sustained drives when you're on the road against a big crowd and an excited team is going to be the keys for this offense.
And for Del Norte on defense.
I think defensively, Del Norte's got to get in the backfield, cause some commotion. When a team runs a veer, if you can stop them from making those reads and blitzing up the middle, we can make it a long night for them Vikings.
Deep will be Anderson and Adian Kent as Del Norte will kick off to start the game. Going right from left, and we are underway with a little pooch kick. It's going to be taken eventually at the 18-yard line. On the far side, trying to come all the way around and not getting very far at all is Adian Kent. Making the tackle for the Warriors was Chase Blackburn.
Blackburn did a great job closing out. He always does on that. If a team player seems like he's going to get around the edge, whether it be special teams or defense, he closes well.
So the Vikings take over 1st and 10 on their own 23-yard line. Both these teams undefeated. The Warriors 4-0, the Vikings 2-0. Quarterback is Tristan Lee. He's a 6'2", 170-pound senior, averaging 9.9 yards a carry when he carries the ball. Man come in motion. Pitch play coming around this side and it's got some room. And being taken out of bounds is Kent. Making the play was Caleb Price along with Tanner Faulkner. But it's good for 8 yards.
Yeah, assignment football right there. It was the veer, ran perfectly. The quarterback put it in the first running back's belly, nothing there, pitched to the outside and got the open man to the outside. I talked to Faulkner this morning. Assignment football to the outside is going to be big for the Warriors tonight.
2nd and 2 from the 31. Near side hash mark. Lee goes under center. Gives it to his fullback, and he's going to be close to the first down marker, but not quite there.
We had Mitchell and Slayton in on that tackle. Great job. Great read from Slayton. From the opposite side, he slid down the line of scrimmage and made that tackle.
That was big Charlie Baker, the fullback, 6 foot, 220 pounds. Scored 4 touchdowns against Ontario in the first game of the season. So it's going to be 3rd and 1. The ball sitting at the 32-yard line.
Big third down here for the Warrior defense.
Warriors showing blitz. Here they come. Hand it off to the fullback. No, pitch it out. Coming around right side. It's going to be a first down for the Vikings. Making the tackle for Del Norte was Nick Freeman. Carrying the ball was Adian Kent. But it's going to be first down for the Vikings at the Mazama 36-yard line.
About a 3-yard gain right there. The veer ran to perfection once again. And we knew that they'd run the veer a lot better than Petaluma did. And they're playing great. The quarterback, Lee's, making great reads to the outside. The veteran quarterback from last year is finding his stride early in the game here on the veer option.
Ball on the near side hash mark. No score on the Center Coast Hospital scoreboard. Trying the left side this time. Pitch it. Caught. Going around the left side's got some room. And finally knocked out of bounds after a gain on the play of first down yardage. That was Colby Anderson. He's a junior. But it's going to be first down for Mazama as the ball will be placed at the 47-yard line.
Another 11 yards for the Mazama Vikings right there. And like I said, it's just assignment football to the outside. Lee's doing a great job at getting the end to bite, and he's pitching it out, and we don't have no containment out there.
0-0 our score. First drive for either team in what has turned into a beautiful evening. Breeze going right to left, and I'd say it's about 15 miles an hour. First down for Mazama. Lee takes it himself, and he will lose a couple on the play. Kobe Mitchell coming in from that linebacker spot and shutting it down.
Now, what you like about that is Kobe Mitchell from that defensive end spot. He did a great job because as soon as Lee made the turn to meet the read, Kobe Mitchell was in his lap. He didn't have time to pitch it to the outside, so he cracked down hard enough and quick enough that there was no time to read.
2nd and 12 coming out. Del Norte in their road white uniforms with the blue helmet, blue pants, and gold numbers. Mazama in their blue on blue with white helmets. Warriors showing blitz, now back out. Back to passes, Lee. Looking, still scrambling, coming around the right side, being chased, and steps out of bounds and gets hammered by Slayton, and they're going to throw a flag. They say that it was going to be a late hit.
You know, he was right on the sideline when Slayton made the hit, but I think what the referee is going to say is he was running out of bounds. There was no reason to make the hit at that point.
So let's get the official signal, and that's what it is. So it would have been no gain on the play, and it's going to turn into the first penalty of the night against Del Norte, and it's going to be a 15-yard variety. Not to mention a first down.
Instead of being 3rd and 12, it's going to be 1st and 10 into Del Norte territory, all the way down to the Warrior 40.
Penalties have been a bugaboo. The lone problem Del Norte has had this year. 100 yards in penalties.
I like that, the lone bugaboo.
I like bugaboo better than... I was going through different words, and nothing was working. So here we go. 1st and 10. Ball now in Del Norte territory. Nose of the football on the 40, near side hash mark. Lee goes under center. Warriors showing blitz again. Lee's going to take it himself. Escapes one tackler. Dives forward for a few. And making the tackle for the Warriors. There we go. Thank you. Making the tackle for Del Norte was Tanner Forkner.
About 4-yard gain on the play. He leaned forward. Great job by Lee. He almost a broken play in the aspect of no pitch man. They cut off the outside. He just leaned forward and dove forward and picked up that 4 yards.
2nd down and 6. Ball on the 36. First drive of the night for the Vikings against the Warriors. Lee keeps it himself, fakes the pitch, spins around, and will pick up about 2.
My goodness, he spun back and came to the inside, and there was Ethan King to meet him with a big old bear hug in the middle of the field. He was going nowhere.
3rd down and 4. Ball past the 35 in the center of the field. 8:34 left first quarter. No score on the Southern Coast Hospital scoreboard. Non-conference football action here in Klamath Falls, Oregon.
Pretty textbook first drive for Mazama. If you're a Mazama coach right now, that big penalty was big for against Del Norte. But other than that, they're doing what they want to, marching the ball down the field with their running attack.
Lee goes under center, quick snap. Pitch coming to the right side, being chased, grabbed, held on, thrown out of bounds. Making the play was Nick Freeman again, his second strong effort, but we do have a penalty flag in the defensive backfield.
In the air of a possible holding call. Head-to-head contact. They called that one time during the JV game also. So one of the offensive players initiated a head-to-head block. And they're going to call that a personal foul.
So instead of being 3rd and 4, the Warriors are they're kicking it around, trying to decide what they're going to do. So it's going to be from the spot of the penalty, which is all the way up at the 30.
So to bring up 3rd and 15, it looks like, John, back to the Warrior 45-yard line.
Both teams with 15-yard penalties in the books. 3rd down. And the Vikings have to get to the 40. Warriors showing blitz. Here they come. Pitch, looking to pass. Back to Lee.
Slip.
He is wide open. He catches it at the 40, being chased and tackled, but it's going to be good enough for a first down as Mazama coach Vic Leash reaches into his bag of tricks, and it pays off with a first down to the Del Norte 26-yard line.
Blackburn saw it happening too, but when he turned to go cover Lee behind him, he slipped and fell, and that just left Lee wide open.
This field did see a lot of rain on Monday and Tuesday. That same storm that soaked Del Norte County made its way over here as well.
Big play call by Mazama, but Blackburn, he read it. He had the right play call. He just slipped and fell.
First and 10 from the 26. Ball on the far side hash mark. We're halfway through the first quarter. Mazama had the opening kickoff, and they still have it. Rolling out is Lee. He tucks it, being chased from behind, squirts through a hole, and gets past the 25. Faulkner with the tackle for the Warriors. And it's going to be second down, and let's call it 7.
Lee picked up 3 on the option right there, the veer. He's going to take that 3 or 4 if you're going to give it to him every time. Very smart play. This is the 12th play of the drive right now, John. 13th play, I'm sorry. 12 plays from the line of scrimmage so far.
I'm glad the sun went down. It's produced a beautiful sunset, and it's also no longer in our eyes. However, that steel girder right in front of us is. Second down, ball at the Del Norte 24. And we have timeout, Del Norte. That gives us a chance to say hello to some of our Sportscaster Club members, the fine businesses that make Warrior broadcast possible. And that includes Elk Valley Casino, where there's always big game ahead. Hemmingson Contracting for all landscaping, paving, and road construction projects. That's Hemmingson Contracting. Del Norte Tire. The Barnes family says our roots are here, not just our branches. H&R Block. Get your maximum refund, guaranteed. Hambro WSG, recycling, storage, truck repair, and waste removal. And Harbrook Jewelers, your custom jewelry and excellent customer service headquarters in Brookings.
Like I said, 13-play drive so far for Mazama, marching the ball down the field. Only the first possession of the game. Del Norte's offense has not even been out on the field. Sutter Coast Hospital scoreboard. 6:54 here left in the first quarter. And Mazama deep into Del Norte territory.
Second down and 7 coming up. The ball just past the 25. Let's call it the 24. Lee goes under center, near side hash mark. Del Norte. Ball's handed off, and diving for a couple is the big fullback. That's Charlie Baker, and he gets it to the 21. So it's going to be third down, and let's call it 5.
Looks like on the Warrior, 21-yard line.
It's on the 21.
Del Norte's got to find a way to stiffen up right here. Big play here on third down. It's going to force, it'll dictate what Mazama will do on fourth down. If they can get a tackle for loss here, could put Mazama in a tough situation.
Vic Leash says he does have a kicker who can make field goals. Here we go. Lee hands it off to Baker right up the left side, and he goes nowhere. Del Norte's defense stiffens, and it's going to be no gain. Maybe a loss of 1. Faulkner in there on the play.
So that's going to bring up 4th and 4 from the 20. It'd be a 37-yard attempt if they wanted to kick this. Which, you know what? The way this team has moved the ball down the field and kept Del Norte's offense off the field, this game, if they can keep doing that, could come down to some field goals. Watch the hard count.
I like Del Norte's chances if that's what happens. So here we go. 4th and 4.
True wishbone.
Warriors showing blitz. Handoff to the tailback. He dives forward, and he is going to be close, but I think he's going to be just a little bit short. Tried the left side, and Del Norte's defense came up.
Anderson on the carry, I believe.
It all depends on where they mark it. And we are going to measure.
We're going to give him 3 yards. That's Anderson on the carry in the wishbone.
Well, if he makes it, it's 4. If he doesn't make it, it's 3. They stretch the chains using the most inaccurate measuring device ever created. It's Del Norte's ball as the Warriors defense holds against Mazama, but after a first quarter drive that took all but 5 minutes and 51 seconds to start the game.
7 minutes, 15 plays, and nothing to show for it from Mazama. The only thing it shows is that they can move the ball down the field. Del Norte did a great job at bending but not breaking right there.
So here we go. Warriors getting their first crack. Quarterback is O.J. Calais. He's a senior, 200-pounder. He's under center. Hands it off to the tailback. That's Cox Cooley, and he's going to pick up close to first down yardage.
Surprise, surprise. There's a big hole. Cox Cooley rumbling and stumbling, 10 yards on the play.
Running behind the left side of the line, Thompson and Anthony Slayton. That is good for a first down.
You got to love that, John. That's good stuff.
Second play, handoff. Cox Cooley again, right side this time. Still on his feet, with the first down and more, out to the 45 of Del Norte.
17 yards, just the other way. Cox Cooley, he does a great job of covering up that ball security, and he does a good job of pumping his feet and bouncing off tackles.
He's hard to bring down.
But we see laundry on the field.
Oh.
Surprise, surprise. And he's talking to the Mazama official.
And they picked up the football, and they go back to where the foul was, which is the 35. And it's holding against Del Norte.
It'll be a loss of 3 on the play then. And we'll repeat first down. It'll be 1st and 13. Back down to the Warrior 25.
And this has been an issue all season. Still first down. Calais goes under center. Back to pass. Swings it out. It's caught. Breaking a tackle is Price, and he gets out to about the 28. So the Warriors get the lost yardage back and then a little bit more.
I like those kind of pass plays. It keeps the defense honest in a lot of different situations, stops them linebackers from blitzing as much, and give Price an opportunity to break a tackle and get downfield.
The junior's 8th reception of the year. Calais hands it off, counter play, going around the right side and getting tripped up before he can really get any momentum going.
Blackburn.
Was Chase Blackburn, as I'm working around this pole that's right in front of me right now. We're in a press box looking through 4 panes of windows and a steel pole that's in front of us.
I'm just very lucky that I've got live video feed from the coaches on my iPad right now, so I really thank them for giving me that opportunity to use the technology to our advantage tonight.
3rd down and 10 for the Warriors. Back to pass Calais. Straight back, looks, throws deep, trying to hit Price, and it is incomplete. Diving attempt by Price, but he could not haul it in. 3 defenders were back there, and so now Del Norte will have to send its punt team out. That'll be Kenji Adams-Lee.
I like the catchable ball up in the air for Price, but Price has got to work on running underneath that thing instead of starting to coast once the ball's in the air. I believe if he would have kept in high gear to run underneath it instead of trying to jump for it, he would have had a chance to make that play.
That is one of the things that is tough for young receivers to learn. They see the ball up in the air and they always slow down.
Coasting.
Here's the punt, and it's a good one, end over end. That's going to bounce on the 40 and go straight up. And eventually it's going to come to rest at the Mazama 36-yard line. So let's count it up, 10, 20, 30. That's a 40-yard punt for Kenji Adams-Lee.
With not a very good bounce either. It kind of checked up right there. It didn't take a big here, right back to Mazama. 3:40 left here in the first quarter. With these 2 running attacks, we're in for a quick game tonight, John.
No score on the Center Coast Hospital scoreboard. John Pritchett, John Horner with you on a beautiful night in Klamath Falls. Next week is homecoming as Fortuna comes to town for a non-conference game with the Warriors. That will be at 7:30. I believe that will be this will be the last 7 o'clock game we've had. So the Vikings take over. Back, pitching it. Ball's on the ground, still loose. Picked up by... Price says Del Norte has it. Kobe Mitchell says Del Norte has it. Del Norte says Del Norte has it. And the guy in the white hat says Del Norte has it. It'll be 1st and 10, Warriors on the 28-yard line.
Freeman coming up with the scoop right there. What a great job by the Warriors. Blowing up the veer that time in the backfield. Lee had to really hurry up and try to get that ball out to Kent, and they fumbled it away. Great job by Freeman coming up and scooping that thing up and falling on it.
The 8th turnover of the season that the Warriors have created without giving the ball up once itself. Kalea goes under center. As the officials get the right football on the field. Here we go. Cox Cooley goes in motion. Handoff up the middle is Mitchell. He spins around and goes backwards for a couple yards and gets to about the 21.
Good for about 6 yards on the play. Great job by Mitchell. You know, the 3 plays Del Norte have run straight up the middle or off tackle has all been for big gains. Look for Coach White maybe to lean on that a little bit here to end the first quarter. A little heavy dose of Mitchell up the middle might be what this Del Norte offense needs here.
2nd and 4 from the Mazama 22. Warriors rush to the line. Cox Cooley gets it on a sweep, then turns upfield, gets past the 20, but not much more.
You know, John, I really like that, though. I mean, it's a 2nd and 6. Cox Cooley, if he would have bounced to the outside, there was a lot of people out there he'd have to maneuver around. He leaned forward, picked up the 2 yards, knowing that we're deep in that Viking territory. 3rd and 2, we're still in 2-down territory. So a 2-yard gain right there is actually very, very smart move by the junior.
They end up marking the ball exactly on the 20. So it is 3rd and 2. Hands the ball off. Cox Cooley, right side, has the first down and gets it to close to the 15 for the Warriors. 2:16 remaining in the quarter. Still no score. But Del Norte threatening after the Mazama turnover.
4 yards off tackle by Cox Cooley right there. Waited for his pulling guard, followed him right around the end, and picked up the 4 yards.
Running behind Faulkner and Showerman on the right side. As is usual, a lot more substitutes available for Mazama than for Del Norte. However, the Warriors do got Noah Yang back, the reserve lineman. Counterplay coming this side and getting to the 10 for the Warriors.
Cox Cooley again.
It's Cox Cooley, and it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
6-yard gain for Cox Cooley. 1:37 left on the Center Coast Hospital scoreboard. Your score still 0-0 here in the first quarter. Del Norte all the way down to the Vikings' 10-yard line.
And so far, we've seen one pass by both teams. Both were completed. 3rd down. Man in motion coming this way. Instead, it's right up the middle. It's Mitchell. Touchdown, Del Norte.
What a great job by Del Norte. Misdirection. Slid it to Kobe Mitchell on the straight dive. 10-yard touchdown right up the middle by Kobe Mitchell.
For Mitchell, that is his 8th rushing touchdown of the season.
Great job by the offensive line, blowing open that big hole. And, you know, that's kind of been the weakness I've seen from that Mazama team. They cover the tackle pretty well, but right up the middle, Mitchell did a great job exploding through there.
Trying to make it 18 for 18 on the season is Kenji Adams-Lee. There's the kick, and it is good. So, with 1:10 remaining here in the first quarter, Del Norte takes the early lead 7-0 over the Mazama Vikings.
And that touchdown's brought to you by L&L Design and Construction. For home remodels and new construction, call 707-465-6432. That's L&L Design and Construction.
Warrior Athletics brought to you by Sutter Coast Hospital. Lisa McCown at State Farm Insurance. Hayuchi Hamlet. I stopped in there on the way down.
So did I. I got gas at Hayuchi Hamlet.
There you go. The aforementioned L&L Design and Construction. Coast Central Credit Union, Freeman Rock, and Seaquake, along with members of the legendary Sportscasters Club, which includes England Marine, fishing, marine, and outdoor equipment. Go Warriors. Park City Superette, the Little Store, and more. And Suburban Propane, their business is customer satisfaction.
I got some Del Norte alumni, I'm not going to mention names, texted me saying they're pretty happy with that first quarter. Del Norte responding after the turnover with that score, predicting a 35-7 score here tonight. So even our Del Norte alumni are confident with this Del Norte team.
We are optimistic that we're going to get a Del Norte football alumni who is still playing football coming up to join us at during the Hiachi Hamlet halftime report. We'll keep it a secret, though.
Keep it a secret.
Keep it a secret.
We'll see if he comes.
Hope so. He said he would.
All right.
His fingers may have been crossed. Here comes Kenji Adams-Lee's kick. It's a ground ball that's going to bounce up and eventually taken at the 20. Coming around the right side and finding some running room before getting tripped up. Making the play for Del Norte was Kenji Adams-Lee.
Always great when the kicker comes up and makes a big tackle.
But he makes it all the way at the 46-yard line of the Vikings. And so great field position to start as Mazama takes over now, trailing Del Norte 7-0. Except, do we have a penalty? We must have a penalty because Mazama is walking backwards.
Back on the 30.
Illegal chop block.
We got a little break in the action. I hear that my daughter Taylor's travel soccer team's listening into the broadcast tonight, so shout out to the FC soccer team. You got to love that, John.
FC, that's Football Club Soccer Team. That makes no sense.
And you are good.
That makes no sense.
FC.
Even I know that.
Okay, well, yeah, okay, FC United. All right, how's that sound?
Football Club United.
Does that work?
No.
That's the name of the group.
You need a team name. Interesting.
What about the Warriors? How's that work?
I like that.
Does that work?
I like that.
All right.
Interestingly, the Vikings have a tent set up on their sideline, and inside the tent is a very large screen TV, much bigger than that's at my house, I might say.
It looks like about a 50-inch underneath the tent. They're sitting down there with some popcorn watching the last series.
15-yard penalty puts the ball all the way back at the Mazama 21-yard line. First and 10 for the Vikings. Del Norte leading 7-0 on the Center Coast Hospital scoreboard. Ball on the far side hash mark. Lee goes under center. Warriors showing blitz again. Handoff to Baker up the middle. And he does not go anywhere much at all because Timmy Thompson grabbed him and threw him to the ground.
Del Norte blowing it up now, blowing up that veer. The lead has no time to figure out what he's going to do with it. He had no option but just to hand it off there. He was actually getting tackled.
Gain of 2 on the play. 2nd and 8 coming up. Less than a minute to go in the first quarter.
Coach LaFazio made adjustments very quickly in that first series where they marched down the field, made the adjustments on the fly, stiffened up on the 20, and now Mazama's having problems getting anything going here.
Lee goes under center. In that veer look that Coach Leach has used with a lot of success. Gets the ball, hands it off. Plowing forward is Baker again, near first down yardage this time, over the left side of the Mazama line. And, in fact, it will be good for another first down.
That's a big load of steam going through the line. Tough one to tackle.
Nope. They're going to mark it a yard short.
Knee must have hit early, so he'll be a gain of 6 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 2.
The one official.
Oh.
Now they say it's a first down.
Just kidding. You got to love the Viking horn on the first down, John.
And that brings an end to the first quarter. One that saw Mazama move down the field easily, but could not punch it in. Warriors take advantage of a fumble. After one, it's Del Norte 7, Mazama 0. We're broadcasting live with Warrior Pride. You're listening to Del Norte Sports.
Your Lisa McCowan State Farm Insurance Athlete of the Week is Danica Scott, a member of the Del Norte High tennis team. The Warrior senior, playing in the number 1 position on the singles ladder, is off to a 2-0 start on the young season. Scott has yet to drop a set in conference victories over North Coast Prep and Fortuna. Lisa McCowan and her team at State Farm Insurance in Crescent City say, great work, Danica. Best of luck to you the rest of the season. And this has been your Warrior of the Week. And it's brought to you by Lisa McCowan, State Farm Insurance. Call Lisa when you want great service and State Farm Insurance. And that is your Warrior of the Week.
Welcome back to Mazama High School. A beautiful sunset off to the west as we are in the press box. Not on top of the press box like we were last week. Now, the one thing across the way, Mad Dog, is they have a filming booth here at Mazama High that is about 5 stories.
It's not that high.
So, the lights have just came on, which makes it really tough for us to see out the windows. The lights in the press box. Now they're off. I think that whoever's got that same issue as we do, is we've actually got our phones on the flashlight mode so we can see our paperwork.
A lot better than having those lights on.
1st and 10 for the Vikings.
Ooh.
Baker gets it, going around the left side and gets tripped up after a decent gain, making the tackle for Del Norte. Was Chase Blackburn, but good for 5.
This is the biggest running back Del Norte's seen this year so far. I can guarantee you Baker runs hard, tough one to bring down, and Kobe Mitchell and Timmy Thompson are going to have their work cut out for him on the men's if he's bouncing it to the outside.
He reminds me of the old Arcata running back, Alex Stone, who was just a load to bring down that year that the Tigers nearly won the section title. 2nd down and 5. Ball on the Mazama 34, and suddenly the Vikings are going to slow down mode. Handoff to the second man through. Gets to the 40.
That was Baker again.
That was Baker again. And it's going to be 3rd and short.
Good for 3 on the play. Del Norte's got to get a big stop here. Big 3rd down here. You would definitely think Mazama is in this position. They would have to punt if they didn't get this here. So big 3rd down here for the Warriors, being on their own 40.
7-0 our score. Del Norte in front early in the second quarter on the Sutter Coast Hospital scoreboard. And we saw this a couple years ago in Del Norte. Mazama taking time off the clock with every play. Handoff to Baker up the middle, and it's going to be close as Luke King makes the tackle.
Were they going to spot that thing?
Well, the chain gang was ready to move, but the official finally says, yeah, that's a first down.
2 yards on the play. Very interesting philosophy here. You know, you keep the Del Norte offense off the field. Ideally for Mazama here, you've got 10 minutes left in this quarter. If you can march this whole field and get a score in and not leave Del Norte any time to score here in the first half, that would be ideal for Mazama right here. So they're going to take all that clock every possession.
So Lee goes under center, but he just stands there.
Waits for the official.
Waits for the official. When the official gets 5 seconds remaining on the play clock, he'll start moving his hand, and that will signal the quarterback to run the play. Now he goes under center, hands it off Baker, still on his feet, running through tackles, and finally is just dogpiled down. But it's going to be another first down for the Vikings as he took some Warriors for a ride. Price in there making the tackle along with Slayton. And the ball now in Del Norte territory at the 47-yard line. First down.
Well, the situation here is the Warrior defense has got to find a way to relax up there until he gets under center. He's literally not even under center. He's standing up above. Del Norte defense needs to relax and then be prepared when he gets under there. Because what happens is that defensive line is set and ready to go 20 seconds too early. And they're getting caught on their heels when they snap the ball.
This time, Lee goes right under center. Quick snap. Hand off Baker again. Making the tackle is Slayton again. And it's going to be good for, let's call it 4, to the Del Norte 43-yard line.
Just pounding it up the middle, wearing down that Del Norte front line. And also the question is we know how in shape our line is. This will really test that Mazama front line and see if they're just have the same amount of stamina.
The Vikings came out, had some success. Del Norte made its adjustment, and now the Vikings have made an adjustment based on Del Norte's adjustment. Once again, Lee standing. Now he goes under. Hands off Baker again and gets tripped up. Kind of tripped up over his own feet. Luke King made sure he wasn't going any farther. Gets to the 40, and it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
Into Del Norte territory. It's going to be 2-down territory for Mazama for sure. So 3rd and 3.
7-0 our score. Del Norte in front here in a very fast first half.
Right where Mazama wants to be right here.
Except behind on the scoreboard.
Oh, I mean, just in the field position, 3rd and 3, milking the clock. This is textbook.
And that's exactly what Lee is doing. Tristan Lee, the senior quarterback, just standing there. Now he goes under center. Warriors showing blitz, gives it to Baker, and he stretches, but he is short.
They're going to give him the stretch. It's going to be 4th and 1. Give him 2 on the carry.
Showerman in there making the tackle, and it's going to be 4th down and a short 1 yard. Ball at the 38. And they have to get almost to the 37.
Big 4th down here for Mazama. Bigger for Mazama than Del Norte right here. They cannot afford to let the Warriors have the ball back right here.
It has been all Baker, the 220-pounder.
Watch out for the hard count. No, they're going to milk that clock. There'll be no hard count here. Unless they hard count it and take the penalty.
Waiting. Now he goes under center. And there's offside. Penalty will be against the wide receiver.
In a running play. You got to hate that.
And it was going to the other side. It was a pitch play to the other side. And poor Ben Hoagie will undoubtedly hear about this in film session next week. So instead of being 4th and less than 1, now it is 4th and a little more than 5 with the ball at the 43.
Clock winds up. It's going to be under right at 6 minutes left here in the first half when they snapped this one.
And I think that I thought they might run the clock down and call timeout, but Coach Leash gives his input to his senior quarterback. He jogs back to the huddle. They break the huddle, come to the line of scrimmage.
Almost 43-yard line. Looks like they're going to go for it. Watch for the hard count here.
Standing upright, letting the clock run.
They could hard count this one out.
Man goes in motion. Pitch play, right side, cut back, trying to find room. And no, Warriors hold again.
You got to give that one up to Slayton right there. Got to the outside, turned the defender back up to the middle, and there was Thompson and King just to shut it down.
Showerman there as well as Del Norte's front line answers the call. It's going to be 1st down, Del Norte at their own 45-yard line, leading 7-0 with 6:04 to go here in the second quarter.
Coach LaFazio's defense once again bent but didn't break and came up with a big stop when they needed to.
As we try to arrange some light. 1st down, handoff on that counter tray play the Warriors like, but it is not terribly successful this time. There at the bottom of the pile holding on to the ball is Levi Cox-Cooley. Gain of 1. It's going to be 2nd down and 9.
Cox-Cooley with 5 carries on the night so far. First quarter, 7 carries for 37 yards, and actually Mazama led the way. They had 14 carries for 43.
Next week is homecoming at Mike Whalen Field, so you will definitely want to be part of the activities. Hopefully they'll be able to do the fireworks show again. Warriors rush to the line. Handoff right up the middle. That's Kobe Mitchell. And he gets tripped up just past the 50. It's going to be 3rd down and about 4. And
Warriors slow to get up. That's Mitchell slow to get up.
He might have landed on the ball. No, he's just getting up gimpy. does not want to come out of the game. Not that there's a lot of players available that can take his place. He's trying to walk it off. Galea goes over toward the bench, gets his play.
4:40 left here in the first half on the Center Coast Hospital scoreboard. Del Norte leading 7-0.
Two running backs split apart. Galea goes under center. Pitch play to Mitchell. And he fumbles the ball. The referee comes in, pushes a Mazama player out of the way rather abruptly. And still no signal. And one of the referees is having a conversation with one of the players. It will be Mazama's ball, the first turnover of the season by Del Norte.
Kobe Mitchell. You know, he was a little limpy coming out of there and tried to do a little bit too much with it. Still limping out there on the field. A true warrior, but he's going to get a little break off the sideline here.
1st and 10 for Mazama. Del Norte leading 7-0. Ball will be placed at the Mazama 47-yard line.
Big break here for Mazama. Let's see if they can capitalize on it. 4 minutes left. See if they open up that playbook a little bit. Definitely in the situation that they're not going to be able to march down the field like they want to.
We have a timeout called by the Vikings. That gives us a chance to hello to some more of the legendary Sportscaster Club members. And that includes Redwood Hotel Casino. Visit Yurok Country. Hotel, restaurant, casino, jet boat tours, and much, much more. Crescent City Glass. If it's glass, they work with it. Serving you since 1947. Curry Equipment, your one-stop shop for power equipment. Crescent City and Brookings. Sutter Coast Hospital. Sutter Coast Hospital is here for your care. More John, Napa Auto Parts Store. Count on More John to get you back on the road fast. Griffin's Furniture, quality furniture at unbeatable prices. And Main Street Skate and Beaches Boutique. Skate shop, jewelry, gifts, and apparel. All in Brookings. That's Main Street Skate and Beaches Boutique. That's where you shop, right?
Beaches Boutique. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
For all your skate gear?
Oh, my skate gear.
You were telling me your father has a new toy.
A new toy. He's got one of those electric bikes, John. But you can pedal. They're pedal operated with battery life on them.
2nd down and 10. Handoff up the middle. And a gain of about 3 as pretty much every Warrior on the field
brought the house.
And it is Showerman along with, who is that at the bottom of the pile? That's Trevor Freeman.
Trevor Freeman also. Baker with the carry. He's going to get 3 yards on the carry.
Freeman, a sophomore, listed as 210, looks bigger, was brought up after the second game and has done a good job. 2nd down coming up. Ball now in Del Norte territory as once again the Mazama quarterback is going to let the clock run down. Del Norte leading 7-0. Handoff right up the middle, Baker, and he's going to pick up about 3 before he gets ankle tackled this time. Freeman again, Trevor Freeman with the tackle. 3:04 to go.
We're still got 3 minutes left here in the first half, and Baker's already carried the ball 13 times for Mazama.
And that's
big first half from Baker.
All after the initial drive where the Vikings marched the length of the field, got it inside the 10, but was stopped by Del Norte. Warriors then punted, then scored after a turnover by the Vikings. Now, after Del Norte's first turnover of the season, it's the Vikings with the ball. Lee is going to pitch it out, going to the wide side, the right side of the field, and he will get a first down, making a textbook tackle on the far side was Levi Cox-Cooley, but not before he gets past the line to gain.
It's never good when there's an option play and 2 players go towards the running back and not the quarterback, and that's what happens.
Basic football. You pound the middle, you pound the middle, you pound the middle. and then you kick it outside.
You got to play assignment football out there. You got to be smarter than that.
Got to trust your teammates to do their job. 1st and 10, ball now at the Del Norte 36-yard line. Lee standing upright. Baker, the lone back behind him. Baker gets it, breaks one tackle, stumbles past the 30 to about the 28.
Baker steamrolling over. People look like Jerome Bettis out there.
Freeman with the tackle. And it's going to be 2nd down with the ball at the 29 is where they spot it.
Clock still running. 1:30 left here in the first half.
Del Norte leading 7-0.
Vikings running out of time here.
Baker again right up the middle, gets through the initial wave, and then gets punished, but not until he picks up another 1st down past the 20-yard line.
9 yards on the carry, 16 carries for Baker. He's putting his team on his back here in the first half.
Nick Freeman with the tackle this time, but it's going to be 1st and 10, 1:19 to go in the half. Ball on the Del Norte 19-yard line. Ball on the far side hash mark.
The clock winds, 1:10 left.
No delay this time. Quick snap, Baker up the middle again, and the pile moves about 3 yards. Showerman making the tackle with help from Thompson. 2nd down, and let's give him 4.
Interesting. No timeouts being called.
Less than a minute. Ball at the 15, almost to the 15.
No urgency from the Vikings right now.
Keeper this time. Lee finding room and will sprint into the end zone pretty much untouched. This one from 15 yards out, and we're an extra point away from being tied.
He just bit the inside. Everybody fell on Baker. Wide open, nobody to the outside. Veer ran to perfection. Great job by Lee.
So the kicker is Aiden Smith. And Coach Leach was very high on him. He said this will be the all-conference, all-league kicker. But they're having issues. They've got players running in and out of the field. Now they've got it set. Waiting for the snap. There it is. There's the hold. There's the kick. Not a lot on it, but it goes between the uprights, and we are tied at 7 with 33 seconds remaining here in the first half.
And there you go, John. Textbook all off that turnover. Del Norte did a good job stopping them the possession before, but the turnover led to that score by Mazama. And there you go, tie ball game with 33 seconds left here in the first half. Del Norte's got to find a way to respond. They will get the ball first in the second half also.
You'll want to stay with us for the High-H Hamlet halftime report, which will feature Warrior focus. We're going to talk about everything coming up Warrior, along with youth football. Del Norte had a rough week last week.
Rough week in youth football, absolutely. They struggled.
Talk about some kids, former Warriors, in playing college ball of some sort.
Possible visitor?
We're hoping to get a possible visitor. He's got a little brother playing. So that really doesn't narrow it down that much. A couple possibilities there.
So to see what Del Norte dials up here, 33 seconds left. They will be getting the ball at the start of the second half.
And I can't imagine
anything crazy
that they will kick the ball at all deep to Cox Cooley or Chase Blackburn. Here comes the kick right to left, but they do, and it's going to be taken at the 19-yard line. Brought her right up the middle and running into a stone wall.
Sheesh. There was no wedge there, John. Just a wall of Vikings.
It was. That's the perfect description. And Levi Cox Cooley is slow to get up after he just ran full speed into a concrete barrier of Vikings. 28 seconds left. Score tied 7-7 here at the end of the first half. And let's see if
Coach White opens that up for OJ here.
Maybe a trick play, but that would be just what they would be expecting. And whistles blow, and timeout is called by Mazama.
Mazama didn't like something they saw there.
Or maybe they just wanted to see something and then call the timeout. As we mentioned earlier, next week is homecoming as Fortuna comes to Mike Whalen Field. That's going to be a 7:30 kickoff, 7:15 for the pregame show here on KPOD 97.9 and on DelNorteSports.com. Should have the podcast up hopefully on Monday, if not on Tuesday. At least that's the plan, as it's now a much more complicated process to get the podcast up. At least I've been told. Our engineer, JD, our engineer without peer, and Mike O'Brien, they try to explain it to me, and after about 20 seconds of techno gibberish, I tune out.
You don't know what.
I don't know.
But
they could tell me that
we just hope it automatically just appears.
They could tell me that they're using a 3-headed Merlot dispenser, and I just nod my head. Yeah.
That's
makes
a great
sense.
idea.
That works. Yeah, good. Yeah, keep doing that. But Warriors come out of the huddle. Here we go. In the shotgun is Kalea.
Cox Cooley in the backfield next to him.
The right-hander gets the ball, straight drop, looking, throws it over the middle, and it's intercepted after a ball is juggled. Coming back the other way. Oh, they are waving this dead. And I'm curious why.
I think we had pass interference.
It would have to be defensive pass interference.
Or the ball hit the ground?
The ball did not hit the ground. The ball was juggled by the Warrior wide receiver and eventually was corralled by the Vikings.
The only thing I can think of here, John, is was it a personal foul before the interception?
Okay, let's see what we got. It's going to be the Vikings' ball. But they're going to mark it at the... Well,
I don't understand what the call
now
is.
They're moving it back. They're going to mark it at the spot of the interception. I do not understand that. Why they ruled it dead unless they say he went to a knee. I certainly didn't see him do that.
And what was the flag? And what was the flag, John?
I did not see any signal. I suppose it's possible that the referee simply made a mistake and thought it was an incomplete pass and had his brethren
inadvertent whistle
came up and say, no, it was intercepted. So here's what we got. With 18 seconds remaining, the ball on the Mazama 45-yard line, they're just going to take a knee and run it out. So a very, very quick first half. One that saw Del Norte take advantage of a Mazama mistake, and then Mazama take advantage of a Del Norte mistake. And the result, as we go into the locker room at halftime, is a 7-7 tie here at Mazama High School in Klamath Falls, Oregon.
This Del Norte offense has got to get something going. Up front, they got to oppose their will. Stick with what you got and do a little bit what Mazama does. You got to lean on your big boys up front and just start running the ball and getting something downfield. It's going to be a battle of the front line, battle of the trenches in the second half. Whoever owns the trenches in the second half is going to win this ball game.
As we expected, this is going to be a well-coached Mazama team, and they've come out and proved that point precisely. We're going to be back with a Hiuchi Hamlet halftime report right after this. We're broadcasting live with Warrior Pride. You're listening to Del Norte Sports.
It's time for the Hiuchi Hamlet halftime report. For all your convenience store needs, stop into the Hiuchi Hamlet. Broadcasting live with Warrior Pride.
The Haiuchi Hamlet, nestled in the Redwoods by the Smith River, is your store of convenience. Whether you're spending the day at the river swimming, fishing, hiking, camping, or just taking a leisurely drive, Haiuchi Hamlet has everything you need, from hot snacks, cold beverages, and groceries to fishing tackle and gas. Stop in to see what kind of goodies you can find whenever you're nearby. Haiuchi Hamlet, proud supporters of the Del Norte Warriors.
Freeman Rock is your complete source for landscaping products, including topsoil and soil amendments. Buying your products in bulk is the most economical and ecologically friendly. And Freeman Rock also delivers. Freeman Rock is open Monday through Friday, 7 to 5, and Saturday by appointment. Freeman Rock has supplied our communities with quality ready-mix concrete, sand, and gravel, and now landscaping supplies since 1976. Check out our new updated interactive website, freemanrock.com, or call 469-2444.
Life can change in a heartbeat. A traffic accident, a sports injury, a heart attack or stroke. Suddenly, your world turns upside down. When you need attention quickly, turn to Sutter Coast Hospital's 24-hour emergency room. Skilled emergency doctors and nurses here offer compassionate and immediate care. Located in Crescent City, right off Highway 101, turn to Sutter Coast Hospital, serving the North Coast region for more than 30 years.
When you choose L&L Design and Construction, it's a game changer. They can do it all. New home construction, remodels large or small, garages and manufactured home site development. They're local, reliable, and love this community. When it comes to design and construction, choose the LaFazio family at L&L, proud supporters of the Del Norte Warriors. Start planning for spring today. Call 707-465-6432, license number 931605.
Hi, I'm John Pritchett, and this is Warrior Focus. A busy week awaits the Del Norte High volleyball team. Tomorrow we'll find the varsity team traveling to Southern Oregon for a match against North Medford High, followed by a Monday battle at St. Bernard's High in Eureka. Then on Thursday, Del Norte will be at home, taking on Eureka in a Big Five conference showdown. Junior varsity will play at 5:30 p.m. with the varsity to follow. Del Norte High's girls tennis team will also be on the road tomorrow as the Warriors travel to McKinleyville for a 10 a.m. battle with the Panthers. On Tuesday, Del Norte travels back to Humboldt County, this time facing Eureka High at 3:30 p.m. The Warriors soccer teams will be in action Saturday at home against St. Bernard's High. Boys will play at 1 p.m. with the girls slated for a 3 o'clock start. On Wednesday, Del Norte travels to Fortuna. Del Norte's cross-country teams will see their first action of the season next week when the Warrior runners head to Fortuna for a Humboldt Del Norte League meet that will begin at 4 p.m. In Six Rivers Youth Football League action, Del Norte's AAA team is now 3-0 after last Sunday's 7-0 win over Redwood. At 2 p.m. Sunday, Del Norte will face Eureka. In the AA division, both Del Norte teams were defeated last week. The 0-3 Del Norte Blues lost to Ferndale 45-0, while the 1-2 Golds were stopped by Redwood 37-0. Both teams will be in action on Sunday, with the Blues playing at 4 p.m. against Redwood, while the Golds will take on Eureka at noon. And in single A action, the lone Del Norte team is now 1-2 after being nipped by Redwood last week 7-6. Del Norte will be back in action at 10 a.m. Sunday against Eureka. All of Sunday's Youth Football League games involving Del Norte will be played at Cutton Fields in Eureka. Taking a look at the college scene, Southern Oregon's football team is now 0-3 after losing to College of Idaho last Saturday. Del Norte's Ethan King and Brooking Harbor's Calvin Watwood are both on the Raiders roster. At Western Oregon, freshman Ethan Price is on the roster. The Wolves are 0-2 this season. Garrett McAlexander is on the roster at Shasta College, which is 2-0 this year. In volleyball action, Humboldt State is now 5-3 this season. Former Warrior standout Kayla Costello is seeing substantial minutes for the Lumberjacks. College of the Redwoods volleyball team is looking for its first win of the season tonight against Mission College. In non-Warrior sports news, tomorrow morning the annual Run for the Seals is planned, starting at Beachfront Park. Both the 5K and 10K races are offered, along with a short kids fun run. Registration starts at 8 a.m. with the runs beginning at 9 a.m. The event is a fundraiser for the North Coast Marine Mammal Center. This has been Warrior Focus, and I'm John Pritchett.
It's time for the Haiuchi Hamlet Halftime Report. For all your convenience store needs, stop into the Hayuchi Hamlet, broadcasting live with Warrior Pride. And now, with all your halftime stats, here's Mad Dog and John.
He's John Horner. I'm John Pritchett. JD's in the studio, and welcome back to the Hayuchi Hamlet Halftime Report. Our score at halftime here at Mazama High School in Klamath Falls, Oregon. Del Norte 7 and Mazama 7. And Mad Dog, the Vikings proved that sometimes the best defense is a very slow offense.
Absolutely. Mazama worked their game plan to perfection out there. They did a great job at executing what they wanted to do against Del Norte. Del Norte, they moved the ball much better than Del Norte did. Bent but didn't break was Del Norte's defense for most of the first half. But all in all, Lee did a great job at the quarterback spot coming in after the injured starting quarterback. But Lee, no stranger to the veer, did a great job at executing what he had to do.
Del Norte got on the board first after Mazama took the opening kickoff and went pretty much the length of the field. Del Norte held on downs, got the ball back, got a first down, and then had to punt. Warriors then forced their 8th turnover of the season by opponents, and Kobe Mitchell then made the Vikings pay for their mistakes, scoring from 10 yards out. Kenji Adams-Lee's extra point was good. And with 1:10 left in the first quarter, it was Del Norte 7 and Mazama nothing. Then in the second quarter, Mazama got the ball and did something a little unexpected. They deliberately ran the play clock down as far as they could go, took the air out of the ball, and handed the ball off to their big 220-pound bruising running back, Charlie Baker. And he was a one-man gang. How many carries did he have that first half?
He had 17 carries in the first half, and he's approaching 65 yards.
Just literally 3 yards in a cloud of dust for Baker. And eventually, with 33 seconds to go in the first half, in the second quarter, it was Mazama scoring from 15 yards out. Tristan Lee, the quarterback, running the option play perfectly. And that's where we are at halftime, 7-7 here in this non-conference battle.
Well, taking a look at the first half stats here, and it's very resulting in what you just summarized. Del Norte had less play calls. You were in a situation where Del Norte ran 12 plays from the line of scrimmage compared to 30 plays for Mazama. 30 plays from the line of scrimmage for Mazama, 12 for Del Norte. Del Norte ran the ball 9 times for 43 yards, 1 of 3 passing for 3 yards. Mazama, 29 carries for 99 yards, 1 of 1 passing for 18 for a total of 117 yards of offense. Del Norte's defense didn't do a terrible job. They bent, but they didn't break for the most part. But Del Norte's offense, only 12 plays from the line of scrimmage. When we get the ball, we have to drive like Mazama did. And if we don't, then it could be the same situation as that first half. And Del Norte's defense is going to get wore down if Baker comes at them 17-plus times here in the second half.
And that is the question, is whether can Baker continue this pace and take the pounding he has been taking. Del Norte's getting its shots in on him. And the question is, can they continue that? And can Lee run that option still when Del Norte pinches inside?
It's going to be a tale of two halves right here. Del Norte's got to come out and got to establish himself offensively and establish themselves on the front line and keep pushing the Vikings back. Del Norte went away from up the middle of the gut. That was a huge turnover for the Warriors. You know, their first one of the season, but it couldn't have come at a worse time. We had Mazama reeling. They turned the ball over. We got it on the 40. We pushed it 20 yards down the field and then turned it over in Viking territory.
There's a reason that Mazama is 43 out of its last 53 games going back 5 seasons and the winner of 5 consecutive Skyline League titles. 7-7 our score here at halftime. And it does not look like our expected halftime guest is going to join us after all. No. So that is okay. It was supposed to be Ethan King.
Ethan King. Ethan and both Ethans are here tonight.
Ethan Price is here as well. Ethan Price, as mentioned during Warrior Focus, is at Western Oregon, as are a couple of Mazama Vikings. And so they made the trip down from Monmouth. Ethan Price is redshirting this year. Ethan King is the backup center at Southern Oregon. And they're struggling this year, usually one of the premier programs, not only in the Northwest, but in the nation, but having a tough go of it early this year.
Well, congratulations to both those kids pursuing football in the college level.
We're going to be back with a look at the second half after this. We're broadcasting live with Warrior Pride. You're listening to Del Norte Sports.
It's time for the Haiuchi Hamlet Halftime Report. For all your convenience store needs, stop into the Haiuchi Hamlet, broadcasting live with Warrior Pride.
The Haiuchi Hamlet, nestled in the redwoods by the Smith River, is your store of convenience. Whether you're spending the day at the river swimming, fishing, hiking, camping, or just taking a leisurely drive, Haiuchi Hamlet has everything you need, from hot snacks, cold beverages, and groceries to fishing tackle and gas. Stop in to see what kind of goodies you can find whenever you're nearby. Haiuchi Hamlet, proud supporters of the Del Norte Warriors.
Freeman Rock is your complete source for landscaping products, including topsoil and soil amendments. Buying your products in bulk is the most economical and ecologically friendly. And Freeman Rock also delivers. Freeman Rock is open Monday through Friday, 7 to 5, and Saturday by appointment. Freeman Rock has supplied our communities with quality ready-mix concrete, sand, and gravel, and now landscaping supplies since 1976. Check out our new updated interactive website, freemanrock.com, or call 469-2444.
Life can change in a heartbeat. A traffic accident, a sports injury, a heart attack or stroke. Suddenly, your world turns upside down. When you need attention quickly, turn to Sutter Coast Hospital's 24-hour emergency room. Skilled emergency doctors and nurses here offer compassionate and immediate care. Located in Crescent City, right off Highway 101, turn to Sutter Coast Hospital, serving the North Coast region for more than 30 years.
When you choose L&L Design and Construction, it's a game changer. They can do it all. New home construction, remodels large or small, garages and manufactured home site development. They're local, reliable, and love this community. When it comes to design and construction, choose the LaFazio family at L&L, proud supporters of the Del Norte Warriors. Start planning for spring today. Call 707-465-6432, license number 931605. It's time for the Haiuchi Hamlet Halftime Report. For all your convenience store needs, stop into the Haiuchi Hamlet, broadcasting live with Warrior Pride. And now, with all your halftime stats, here's Mad Dog and John.
Welcome back to the Haiuchi Hamlet Halftime Report. John Pritchett, John Horner with you from a very loud Mazama High School. They really like playing their music at high decibel levels.
They pump it up and they get fired up around here.
You know, last week in action involving Big Four conference teams, Del Norte was whipping Petaluma 49-7. Eureka picked up its first victory of the season, bagging winless Montgomery High in Santa Rosa 32-7. Now the Loggers are now 1-3, and that really was a critical victory for Eureka.
Big victory for Eureka, and this week's even bigger. They play a Shasta team that is usually big in numbers and usually pretty consistent in their gameplay. If the Eureka Loggers can't win this week, they're going to be in a big hole. Must-win game for the Loggers once again this week at home.
Fortuna is now 1-3, but it is coming off a loss at home to its arch rival Ferndale, 13-7. That was a shocker. After all, Fortuna is the two-time North Coast section champion, while Ferndale, well, maybe Ferndale's just better than we thought they were.
Well, you know, I talked to Tag Wotherspoon today, and he did that game. He says, he thinks that Ferndale team is pretty consistent, nothing real special. He said Fortuna just lacked a lot of execution in that game that they really could have took advantage of. Talking to a couple of the Del Norte coaches, they said Coach Bimbo's got 2 weeks to prepare for Del Norte, but they don't know if Coach Bimbo would want 2 weeks to think about that loss in the milk can game. He's going to lose some sleep in this 2 weeks, but Coach Bimbo, it's always scary playing him after a bye, so it's going to be a great game next week up at Mike Whalen Field.
Meanwhile, St. Bernard's went up to the Portland area to play LaSalle Prep. That's the same LaSalle Prep that Del Norte handled easily, 42-7. The Crusaders also won, but the final was 43-41, and St. Bernard's needed 2 defensive stands in the final minutes to stay undefeated at 4-0.
It'll be interesting. Big game tomorrow. We'll see if that Ferndale team's for real as St. Bernard's heads to Ferndale and takes on the Crusaders.
In games involving Del Norte opponents, past and present, Moreau Catholic got back to 500 with a 41-27 win over Middletown, while Wairika got into the win column for the first time in 3 tries, topping Mount Shasta 20-15. Trinity Valley had a bye. As you mentioned, Shasta High is at Reading. Shasta High of Reading.
Is at Eureka.
Is at Eureka. St. Bernard's is at Ferndale tomorrow. Fortuna has the bye. And next week, of course, will be homecoming. Our score here at halftime, Del Norte 7, Mazama 7. And Mad Dog, what are the keys for the Warriors offensively and defensively going into the second half?
Well, it's a gut check for this senior-laden team. You know, you got a team right now that isn't used to being challenged in the first half. Del Norte's coasted through second halves in the last 3 games. It's going to be a little bit of a gut check for this team. And this is a lot like a team you're going to see in the league play when it comes to St. Bernard's, when it comes to Eureka. Well-coached squad that knows how to break down film and make adjustments on the fly. The Warriors are going to have to go out and execute offensively in the second half.
Del Norte, for the first time this season, committing not 1 but 2 turnovers, 1 on a fumble by Kobe Mitchell, and then the first interception of the season, although that really wasn't O.J. Colea's fault, as the ball was juggled and eventually corralled by the Vikings. Warriors will start the second half with the ball. And this has been the Hiuchi Hamlet halftime report. Hiuchi Hamlet, which features hot drinks and cold snacks. It has cold drinks and hot snacks. It has everything you want, everything you need. In fact, if they don't have it, you do not need it. The Hiuchi Hamlet, located on U.S. Highway 199 in
Hiuchi.
Because where else are you going to put the Hiuchi Hamlet?
Here we go, John.
The Vikings will be kicking off left to right to start the second half. 7-7 our score on the Center Coast Hospital scoreboard. You're listening to KPOD, Crescent City, 97.9 FM, and on the web at delnortsports.com.
This is a fired-up crew here in Mazama, too. Big crowd.
There's the kick, and it's going to be taken at the 20-yard line, coming around the left side and coming down at the 30. There at the bottom of the pile, holding on to the ball for the Warriors, was Chase Blackburn.
Del Norte takes over first and 10 on the 29.
So let's see what Del Norte can do after the Warriors gave up a TD with less than a minute to go in the first half.
Del Norte's just got to get back to what they do well. You don't have to change a thing. And honestly, on both sides of the ball, you didn't have to make that many adjustments in the locker room. Just go out and do what you do, and you're going to win this ball game.
Galea hands it off. Cox Cooley going around the right side, still on his feet, and finally taken down after a nice gain on the play past the 35. And it's going to be second down, and let's call it 3 for the Warriors.
Cox Cooley with the 6th carry of the game. He ended up with 28 yards in the first half. But the most surprising thing is 43 yards of rushing in the first half. Del Norte's got to have the ball longer than that.
Warriors have averaged about 350 yards a game. Handoff, Cox Cooley again, left side. He gets the first down before he is tackled at the 43-yard line. So Del Norte goes to the right and then to the left.
6 yards on the play. Talking to Coach White, the offensive line is so physical. He's got a new stat on the max prep thing, pancake blocks, and that's when the offensive line takes their defender to the ground. Faulkner's leading the way, 17 of them this year.
1st and 10. Kalea under center. Hands it off. Finding room, still on his feet. That's Chase Blackburn. Gets it past midfield. It's going to be a pickup of 8 for the senior. And it's going to be second down and 2 coming up. The one thing that we noticed in the JV game, Mad Dog, and this game as well, is that This is a very good tackling Mazama team. If they get their hands on you, you go down.
Taking a look at the sideline over there. That was Blackburn on the quick hitter. I'm wondering if Kobe Mitchell, I think that's him on the sideline with his hat off. He could be sidelined for the rest of the game. We'll check and see how his results are over there.
Second down, back to pass. Kalea throwing deep. Looks a man just out of the outstretched hands.
What a
Gio Gonzalez.
What a beautiful pass by Gio, too. That defender didn't even see Gio go by. That was literally a half a step off. Both great route, great pass, just unable to connect right there.
And Kobe Mitchell is sitting on the bench on the far side without a helmet on. That is a big blow for Del Norte offensively, but especially defensively. Third down and 2. Ball at the Mazama 49. Handoff, first down, Del Norte. Fumble.
Warriors got it back.
Chase Blackburn with the first down, but also fumbling there at the bottom of the pile with it is Gio Gonzalez, the Johnny on the spot.
A 4-yard gain, but man, that ball's getting slick out there, John.
Del Norte with almost its third turnover of the evening after going 4 games and a quarter without a turnover of any sort. Nevertheless, 1st and 10 for the Warriors at the 45. 2 receivers go out wide to the right, split running backs behind Kalea. Quick pass, caught by Gonzalez, right side, lowers his head, and picks up about 7 past the 40.
I love that play by Gio right there. You know, last year you'd see him try to bounce that outside and try to do something extra. He leaned forward, picked up the extra couple yards, and got 7 yards on the play.
His 5th reception of the season. They place the ball at the 39. Second down and let's call it 4. We're tied at 7 here early in the third quarter on the Sutter Coast Hospital scoreboard. Handoff. And finding no room to run is Levi Cox-Cooley, who initially got bounced back, regathered himself, and before he could get going again was tackled. It's going to be a loss back to the 41.
The Mazama front 8 is just bringing the house. They're just blitzing everybody up the middle, selling out on the dive, and Cox-Cooley had nowhere to go. Big 3rd down and 6 here for the Warriors. 8:25 left here in the first quarter. In the third quarter on the Sutter Coast Hospital scoreboard. Your score is tied, 7-7.
Ball on the far side hash mark. Kalea looking around. Now they shift. And jumping offside, it would appear, is Mazama. But let's get the official ruling.
Fortuna might have, why do I... Because they have the same color.
Same color as Fortuna.
Mazama might have been in the infraction zone first. They were pointing at each other.
So the 5 officials are huddled together. Here comes the signal. Offside against the Vikings.
Yeah, the Vikings hit the neutral zone first. When Caleb Price went to go shift into his slot position, the outside linebacker actually jumped, and that caused our tackle on the far side, Thompson, to jump also. But that was a great job by the officials to get together, break it down, and actually make the right call there.
So now we have 3rd and 1 from the 36.
Huge difference in play call here. 2 down territory, 3rd and 1.
Man coming in motion. Handoff right up the middle. First down, Del Norte all the way to the 25-yard line.
Blackburn.
Chase Blackburn.
Blackburn for 11 yards. Now, Blackburn, as the fullback and those quick hitters, adds a different dimension than Kobe might add, is he's got that breakaway speed. If he can get to that secondary and bounce one, he can make a big gain out of one of those up the middle.
He's had 41-yard touchdown runs the past 2 weeks.
Could be scary when you have somebody like Kobe Mitchell looking for someone to hit and somebody like Chase Blackburn looking to bounce one outside. Could be interesting here in the second half if he can break one.
1st and 10, ball exactly on the 25. Handoff, Blackburn spinning, still on his feet, driving with his legs, and finally pushed down sideways. What should have been a no gain is going to end up being a +3 for the Warriors. 2nd and 7. 7-7 our score, 7:22 to go in the third quarter. On the Sutter Coast Hospital scoreboard, ball is placed at the 22-yard line.
10th play of the drive for the Warriors now. Just what the Warriors needed. The key is to get this thing in the end zone now.
Kalea under center. Counter play. Works. Warriors. Big room. It's Gio Gonzalez. Touchdown, Del Norte.
What a great job by the Warriors. Over pursuit to the right side. Gio had the counter back the other way. Textbook play call. Well executed by the front line to get the push, too.
That is your Sequake play of the game.
Gotta love it. Gio Gonzalez with the big play. He is our big playmaker on this team when it comes to the misdirection. He got outside and he just blasted through. Good for 22 yards on the play.
So here comes the extra point to give Del Norte a 7-point lead. Slayton with the snap. Kalea with the hold. Kenji Adams-Lee with the kick. It is good. And the Warriors take the opening kickoff of the second half and march down the field with Gio Gonzalez, his first rushing touchdown of the season. And the Warriors lead 14-7. As I realize my mistake here on my scorebook.
That touchdown brought to you by L&L Design and Construction. For home and remodels and new construction, call 707-465-6432. That's L&L Design and Construction. Boy, if you could have had a textbook drive out of the second half, we talked about it in keys the second half, is establish a long drive. That was 11 plays, John, and it took 5.5 minutes off the clock. That was perfect.
Key plays, Chase Blackburn's 2 runs that picked up critical first downs. And then Gio Gonzalez, his first TD of the year from 22 yards out. That is Gonzalez's 11th carry of the season. He's averaging coming in 12.9 yards per carry. And that 22-yard run will certainly lift that average.
Del Norte's kickoff team not done so well tonight. I think the Vikings have started on the 40-plus the last 2 possessions.
There's a kick. Onside kick. Bounding, and is finally picked up. And breaking tackles and going down the left sideline past the 50. Ooh. And the Warriors were very, very lucky that wasn't returned for a touchdown.
All of a sudden, the eyes of going to get the ball because it was loose on the ground needed to shift to make a tackle, and the Warriors got caught inside, and they just bounced outside and took off.
That was, I believe, Gonzalez with the touchdown-saving tackle. It might have been Faulkner. But nevertheless, first down.
Great field position for the Vikings. They're going to start on their own 47.
But, yeah, he must have stepped out of bounds.
Yeah.
So let's see what Lee does with his team now down 7. He goes under center. Keeps it himself left side, and he's going to pick up nearly 10 yards before he is brought down by Caleb Price.
Del Norte's so focused on Baker right now, and they should be. He had 17 carries, so they're going to get 8 yards on the play. But Lee kept that on his own, and boy, he is a quick quarterback around the outside.
Last year, he was held to negative yardage running the ball by Del Norte as the Warriors jumped to a big lead early and forced the Vikings into passing the ball. That's not the case this time, as the Vikings have come out in the first half and ran the clock. He goes under center, hands it off. Baker breaking tackles as Faulkner, holding on for dear life, finally swings him to the ground.
Got a penalty on the play from the back judge at the line of scrimmage.
Nick Freeman was also in on that tackle. Let's see what the penalty is now.
Well, in both of these teams, penalties kill them, especially holds, because you get in the situation where you can get 3rd and longs.
This one's going to be against Del Norte.
horse collar call.
Was it horse collar or?
He went to pull his neck.
Okay.
Pull his neck, so it must have been on the tackle.
The good news is that's just the third penalty of the night against Del Norte. The bad news is it moves the ball from the 40 all the way down
to the 22?
To the 27.
Huge penalty for the Warriors.
At an inopportune time.
John, we got ourselves a ball game here.
14-7, Del Norte in front. We thought this was going to be a tough battle for the Warriors, who came into this game 4-0, having won 3 in a row by lopsided margins. But this is not Wairika, and this is not Petaluma. This is a well-coached team that is used to winning. Baker gets the ball, still driving, and it takes 2 Warriors to bring him down. Price and Faulkner again.
Baker's going to pick up 6 on the play.
Running off the right side. 220 pounds. And he's just doing it 4, 5, 6 yards at a time.
5:20 left here in the third quarter.
Assistant coach Sam Showerman made a good point at halftime. Mazama's front line is just barely within that 1 yard of the football when they line up.
Especially the left side of the line.
Lee keeps it himself, turns upfield, has some room. Grabbed and thrown down, and I thought for a second they might call Nick Freeman for another horse collar tackle. They don't, but it's going to be 1st and goal for Mazama inside the 10 at about the 7-yard line.
Yep, 12-yard gain for Lee. Bend but don't break is the big motto here tonight. Let's see if the Warriors got another stop in them right here. Big defensive stand here for this Warrior defense coming out of halftime.
Del Norte playing without Kobe Mitchell, who hurt what appeared to be his right leg. He played one more play and fumbled and then had to come out. 1st and 10. Baker gets tripped up early. Slayton.
A flag on the far side. The line judge on the Del Norte side called through it.
Slayton and Showerman with the tackle. Now the referees will confer. And they're coming over. It's going to be against Mazama.
And that was the call. The linemen were too far back.
And
not enough linemen on the field. And those are the ones I was talking about, the ones on the left side. Those officials had a great look at it right there, too.
Kudos to the Del Norte coaching staff who spotted that and at halftime ran down from the booth. And undoubtedly Del Norte's coaches told the officials, hey, you need to watch that. They have to be within a yard. And results in a 5-yard penalty outside the 10 now to about the 12. Still 1st and goal. Lee under center. Man going motion. Far side pitches. Left side trying to turn the corner. Does. Dives into the end zone. Touchdown Mazama. Give the touchdown to Colby Anderson. 150 pounds. But he was able to square his shoulders and accelerate into the end zone.
Sprint to the sideline, and he just went after that pylon. Explosive speed by Anderson around the end.
12-yard touchdown run with 4:42 left here in the second quarter. And now the extra point.
The last one was a little shaky, if you ask me, when it came to the Vikings' extra point. Del Norte got great pressure.
Aiden Smith is the kicker. There's the snap. There's the kick. And it's blocked.
Chase Blackburn. Unbelievable. Came off the edge untouched and just sold out across the middle of the field. What a great athletic play by Chase Blackburn.
And
unbelievable.
Thanks to that effort, our score, Del Norte 14, Mazama 13.
Whew, that is a big play by the Warriors.
the senior, coming through on special teams this time.
Unblocked the whole way. Great job by the Warriors. And that was set up. The inside guy took the end, and Blackburn went the whole way. And unbelievable play. Right across the middle.
Warrior Athletics brought to you by members of the legendary Sportscasters Club, which includes McFerrin's tax and bookkeeping services for tax, bookkeeping, and payroll services. Lucky 7 Casino, they're number one for fun. And Eco Nutrients, local organic fertilizers for the backyard gardener in you.
John, you're number one for fun.
Why, thank you, I think. I'm not sure.
Never know coming from the Mad Dog.
Warriors back to receive. Chase Blackburn to the right. Levi Cox-Cooley to the left.
The coach is down there while looking at that big screen seeing, how did he get so open?
And it's going to be Levi Cox-Cooley. And he tries to get around the corner and could not.
You know, we talked about that a long time, how they pick it up on one side of the field and try to go all the way back across the other way.
It never works.
Never
First
works.
and 10 for Del Norte at the 23-yard line.
I'm watching too much football on Sunday for that to work.
Or too much video game football.
Old clips of Deion Sanders, maybe.
Yeah, if you're Deion Sanders, you can get away with that maybe 50% of the time. But most of the time it's going to be like that where you end up running sideways. Yards. Yeah, you run 50 yards to pick up 2. Man in motion is Gonzalez. He gets the pitch. Going around the right side, springs away from one tackle, but can't get away from the others. We'll get past the 25, and it's going to be second down and long.
It'll be a 1-yard gain by Gonzalez. That was the motion back that they pitched outside to. Like to see Del Norte keep pounding it up the middle.
And now, once again, I have to deal with the giant pillar. But no bugs this year.
No bugs. Maybe like 3 or 4 we saw.
3 years ago, when we were here, not only was it a lopsided Del Norte loss, but we were invaded by millions of bugs. Second down. Handoff right up the middle, finding room, getting the first down for the Warriors. Chase Blackburn to the 35.
Good for 10 yards on the play. Blackburn just exploded after the line of scrimmage and drug a linebacker an extra 3 yards on that one.
And you're right, Blackburn is a step quicker, but there's a penalty on the play, I'm afraid.
Oh, no.
And here comes the signal.
Wah, wah, wah.
Official, you need to signal holding against Del Norte.
It's about 5 yards down the field, so it's going to be a loss of 5. End up being a loss of 5 on the play. It'll bring up second, and it looks like 13.
Fourth penalty of the night against Del Norte for 50 yards, which is a whole magnitude better than what they've done most of the season. It just keeps happening at really bad times. Second down and about 13. Man in motion. Back to pass is Kalea. Looking. He's going to throw it way deep. Jump ball, and it's going to be tipped away. Tried to hit Caleb Price at the 50-yard line, and now it's going to be 3rd and 13 for the Warriors.
Up for grabs right there. Caleb just couldn't get up above the defender to make a clean catch on it. Oh, they got the bells going. The AC/DC bells.
Ball will be at the Del Norte 19-yard line. 14-13 our score. Warriors leading 3:42 third quarter. We're at Mazama High School. Both these teams undefeated. The Warriors 4-0. Mazama 2-0.
OJ in the shotgun.
With Levi Cox-Cooley next to him. Gonzalez goes right in front of him, looking to set up the screen, and throwing it into the ground in the end zone was Kalea. But there was a receiver in the ballpark, in the vicinity, so it's not going to be intentional grounding. Good heads-up play by the senior quarterback. Nevertheless, Warriors are going to have to punt from deep in their own territory.
The Vikings, what a great job. They sniffed out the the screen the whole way. 2 rushers came at OJ. 2 rushers went after the running back. OJ did do a great job. Knowing that his receiver was covered, just threw it at his feet.
Aiden Kent is deep for the Vikings as Kenji Adams-Lee gets ready to punt. Perfect snap. And there's the kick.
Good kick.
It's fielded at the 45. And making the play for Del Norte, Anthony Slayton.
What a huge play by Slayton. The big lineman right there, all the way back at the Mazama 45.
And that is the distance of the punt, 45 yards. But still, excellent field position for Mazama as they start this drive at their own 44-yard line. Del Norte in front by a point with 3:29 to go on the Center Coast Hospital scoreboard, third quarter.
Del Norte did not have an answer for Mazama that first drive of the second half. Del Norte's got to find a way to make adjustments right here.
7-7. Shasta and Eureka, 9 minutes in the second quarter. Lee hands it off to Big. No, he pitches it out, and the Warriors were ready for it this time.
Fortner.
It was Levi Cox-Cooley who made the initial penetration, and then Tanner Fortner, who's having a terrific game defensively, came in and cleaned it up. A loss all the way back to the 36-yard line.
Loss of 7. Kent has really been limping off the field. He's been taking some shots from the Warriors. Loss of 7.
You're generous. I have 8.
I say 8 then 2. 8 sounds better.
These are not the droids you're looking for. Move along. The Vikings come to the line, no longer with that slow count. Handoff, Baker, left side, moves the pile to the 40. He is a load.
That is 20 carries for Baker now, and he's approaching 80 yards of rushing.
Fortner and Slayton with the tackle on the right side.
That's hard-earned 4 yards a carry, 20 carries right there, John.
Third and long coming up. Ball just past the 40 of Mazama, and they have to get it to the Del Norte 46.
This defense has got to get some momentum right here. This is a huge third down for the Del Norte defense. They got to get something positive, something going here.
Trick play again?
They're just going to definitely be misdirection. Ain't going to be standard.
Lee looking. Now he's going to take it himself. Avoids one group, and he is gone. He is gone. Touchdown, Mazama from 56 yards. Nope. Make it 60.
60 yards out. It was
Del Norte had his chances and just could not wrap him up.
Faked the counter, went back to the veer. Everybody went every which way, and Lee just kept it right up the middle. 60-yard rush by Lee.
So for the first time tonight, Del Norte trails. It was exactly 60 yards. Extra point, will they go for 2 after having the last one blocked?
Well, they're up by 5. 1 ain't going to help you to make it 6. Most likely they're going to go for 2 here, John.
That is correct. Lee goes under center. Wishbone look. They were not set. There's the penalty flag. Pass goes up. And they signal that it's good, but there was a flag thrown.
Where?
I could have swore I saw a flag fly in the air. They definitely were not set. But it wasn't called. So the 2-point conversion is good. And Mazama has the lead, 21-14.
Del Norte's got to find a way to fire back now. They're against the ropes here. First time in the second half they've been in the ropes in quite some time.
First time they've trailed in a game since the first game of the season at Monroe Catholic. Warrior Athletics brought to you by Crescent Cabinets. Need new cabinets? Call Crescent Cabinets. It's that simple. McDonald's. I'm loving it. You can always stop by after the game next week after homecoming and enjoy a Big Mac. Humboldt Moving and Storage. Make a professional move with Humboldt Moving and Storage. Crescent City, Les Schwab Tire. Doing the right thing matters. Del Norte Ambulance, now and always dedicated to serving. And Fort Dick Market and Deli, your neighborhood store on Lake Earl Drive. Trust me, try the chili.
John Pritchett is the Big Mac man.
I have that probably twice a week.
I know. You like the Big Mac. I like the Quarter Pounder.
Well, you would.
They're about the same sandwich.
I like Royale with cheese. There's the kick, and it goes over the head. And will it go out of bounds? It doesn't,
No.
so Del Norte has to pick it up. And I believe it was fumbled. So everything that could go wrong did.
The Warriors end up with the ball, but it's clear back on their own 10-yard line. Boy, that ball just died right there at the sideline.
I believe that was Chase Blackburn that waited for it to go out of bounds, and it never did. So he finally had to pick it up.
This could be the drive of the ball game here, John.
This is going to be a big one.
This is a big one.
1st and 10 from inside their own 10.
Every play up the middle has been for big yards for the Warriors. The one time it didn't work out, it was a hold. Every other play up the middle this half has been for 7 to 8 yards.
From the 8-yard line, Kalea goes under center. Hands it off up the middle behind center Luke King. And running the ball is Blackburn.
Good for 4.
He gets it past the 10 to about the 11. Interesting marketing they have here. If Mazama is able to get 20 points, which they have, then they were handing out coupons for free drinks at a local place. Coffee or a soft drink. Man in motion.
Keeper.
Kalea keeps it himself and runs right into the pile. Minimal gain, if anything. It's going to be, I'll give him 1, I guess. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. First time we've seen Kalea on a designed run this season.
Huge 3rd down here. As this Mazama team is on fire, fired up all the way around. Last thing we need to do is give them the ball back here.
30 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Warriors trailing by a touchdown on the Center Coast Hospital scoreboard. Kalea. Back. No, hands it off, finding some room up the middle. Coming around. Down the left side. We're on a foot race. It's Gio Gonzalez. He steps out of bounds at the 50-yard line. Gio Gonzalez, Mr. Excitement, gives the Warriors life just when it looked like they were going to go on life support.
If the counter play right there to Gio, 36 yards on the play, all the way out to midfield. You got to love the play call. The guts by Coach deep in his own area to go for a counter right there instead of throwing the ball down the field. Way to stick. Now, I want to see them just keep running the ball. We got to sustain a drive and keep that Mazama offense off the field right now.
Ball on the near side hash mark exactly on the 50-yard line. Hand the ball up the middle.
Blackburn for 2.
Gets it to inside Mazama territory to the 48, and that brings an end to the 3rd quarter. Warriors score once on Gonzalez's 22-yard scamper, but Mazama scores twice in the 3rd quarter, and after 3, it's the Vikings 21 and the Warriors 14. We're going to be back with the 4th and final quarter right after this. We're broadcasting live with Warrior Pride. You're listening to Del Norte Sports.
It's time now for the Warrior of the Week. And it's brought to you by Lisa McCowan, State Farm Insurance. Call Lisa when you want great service and State Farm Insurance. And now, the Warrior of the Week.
Your Lisa McCowan State Farm Insurance Athlete of the Week is Danica Scott, a member of the Del Norte High tennis team. The Warriors senior, playing in the #1 position on the singles ladder, is off to a 2-0 start on the young season. Scott has yet to drop a set in conference victories over North Coast Prep and Fortuna. Lisa McCowan and her team at State Farm Insurance in Crescent City say, great work, Danica. Best of luck to you the rest of the season.
And this has been your Warrior of the Week. And it's brought to you by Lisa McCowan, State Farm Insurance. Call Lisa when you want great service and State Farm Insurance. And that is your Warrior of the Week.
12 minutes of regulation football left. Del Norte with the ball. Little misdirection play coming around this side is, I believe, Cox Cooley. It's Gio Gonzalez. And just when it looked like he had some room, the Mazama defense comes up and wraps him up in a bear hug. Gain of a couple to the Mazama 46. It's going to be 3rd down and 6. Del Norte trailing 21-14. Its undefeated record on the line this season. The Warriors break the huddle. Price goes out wide to the left. Single running back. That's Blackburn behind. Blackburn gets it right up the middle. First down, Del Norte.
Great job
all
by
the way
Warriors.
To the 40. Running behind Luke King, the big center, and the 2 guards, Faulkner and Slayton. And it's first down. Or is it?
They're going to measure.
They're going to measure. The
It's
ball
pretty
is
close.
sitting on the 20, and the chains were just shy of the 20.
Well, at least we'll get a real legit measurement here.
Yeah.
I
We're using equipment that was designed literally in the 1920s. First down, Del Norte. There we go. Took him a little bit to signal it.
It was a perfect measurement then, John.
It worked out for the Warriors.
Well, there was one measurement in the JV game where they went and fixed a chain link to make sure it was the right distance. It was pretty crazy. You were down below. You would have been fuming up here watching it. But anyways, first down for the Warriors. Huge first down for the Warriors.
Del Norte's junior varsity lost tonight. And Warriors varsity trailing in the fourth quarter, early in the fourth quarter. Gonzalez goes in motion. Handoff up the middle, and Blackburn is swallowed alive. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
Nothing there. 0 on the carry. They're just selling the house in the middle of the field.
Anthony Slayton having a conversation with the referee. And I have a feeling that Anthony's making his case that there was something, in his opinion, untoward conducted by the Vikings. Second down coming up. Ball on the Mazama 40. Near side hash mark. Del Norte trailing by 7. Handoff. Cox Cooley going around left side. Squares his shoulders. Dives forward. And is going to pick up about 5. Gets it to the 35. And that'll be where it's going to be 3rd down and 5.
Cox Cooley, he's great in that situation when he cuts the ball to the outside. He turned it up in front of the defenders and picked up the 5 yards they gave him. Still 2 down territory here. You don't need to do anything crazy. Keep pushing the ball down the field. You got 2 plays to get 5 yards here.
Kalea gathers his troops on the far side hash mark. Handoff up the middle again. And it's going to be for a short gain.
Give them 1. Going to be 4th and 4.
Ball is inside the 35, near the 34. And they have to get to the 30. It's going to be 4th down. Warriors trailing 21-14. 9:11 left in regulation.
The counters have worked well. Can the Warriors go to the well one more time to get another 4th down conversion?
Man in motion. He gets it. That's Cox Cooley. Turns his shoulders, trying to get to the first down marker. He does. Continuing to move on, then dives towards the 20-yard line. The junior. But do we have a penalty flag?
Yep.
We have a penalty
In the
flag.
holding area.
Holding
Oh my goodness.
Del Norte.
Oh my goodness.
5th penalty of the night against the Warriors. Not that many penalties tonight, but they all seem to come at the worst possible times.
That leaves no option for the Warriors except for probably punt this ball.
Well, you're going to end up being on the 45 or so. 4th down and 15. The conventional move in this case would be to punt and try to pin Mazama deep and have your defense come through.
They're going for it, John. OJ's in the shotgun.
3 receivers split out wide to the left. Blackburn to the right of Cox Cooley, and Coach Nick White says timeout. Let's make sure we're on the right page. Let's make sure that's what we want to do here. And that gives us a chance to say hello to some more of our legendary Sportscaster Club members. Find businesses such as the Clubhouse Play Center and Daycare for drop-in play and daycare. You can stop in Brookings at 745 Railroad Street. That's in Brookings. The Clubhouse Play Center and Daycare. Brookings Harbor Veterinarian Hospital, caring for our four-legged friends. Del Norte Office Supply, customer service. That's what you deserve. You deserve that. Oat Hill Organic Beef, local grass-fed organic Angus beef. Shawwell Benson Hartwick, good luck Warriors from Team CBH, your local accounting and tax firm. And Affordable Tow, dependable, fast, and reliable when your vehicle isn't. So let's see what Del Norte decides to do, and it looks like they are going to punt.
Kenji Adam Lee's back there. He'll be standing on his own 45. If anything, we got to find a way to pin him deep. Mazama's not going to put anybody back.
Ball is being spotted at the 46. There's the snap. It's fine. There's the kick, and he tried to kind of pooch it, and it went straight up. Fortunately for Del Norte, it took a little bit of a roll, but still, it is going to only be a 12-yard punt.
It would needed to be more of a directional kick, not a pooch kick.
I think he took a look at the fact that there was nobody deep for Mazama and thought, I will just get it over and let it roll. Instead, it went straight up. And I think most of the 12 yards was courtesy of what roll there was on it. 1st and 10 for Mazama at their own 31.
Del Norte's defense backs against the wall here. Let's see what they got.
Tristan Lee, the Mazama quarterback, goes underneath. Pitches it, coming around this side, looking for room. Gets away from one would-be tackler, but goes out of bounds at the 30. That was Anderson making the play for Del Norte. Faulkner coming around to limit the damage.
What do you got? No gain on the play?
Looks like gain of one. Ball now at the 32. 2nd and 9 on its way.
8:37 left on the Sutter Coast Hospital scoreboard. Del Norte trailing 21-14 here in Klamath Falls. The Warriors got to get a stop here to get the ball back.
Next week, we will be back at Mike Whalen Field for homecoming night against Fortuna. Lee, they're not milking the clock, surprisingly. Hands it off to Baker, and the Warriors quickly ride him into the grass. Thompson's there. So's Slayton. So's Luke King. And it's going to be 3rd down and long. They're going to mark the ball at the Mazama 36. They have to get to the 43. Clock running. Warriors, their undefeated record at risk.
Big 3rd down.
Now Lee is going to run the clock. Now he goes under center. Keeps it, pitches it to the left. Ball. Finally, a whole gaggle of Warriors going to bring him down for a big loss.
Loss of 10 on the play. There you go, There you go, offense. Defense did their part. What a great possession for the Warriors defensively.
Aiden Kent got the pitch, bobbled it for a second, turned his back to the rush, and ended up just getting swallowed.
Cox Cooley and Blackburn will be back to about their own 35-40. Kicker will be standing on his own 15.
That's Smith. Waiting for the snap. There it is. Pretty good kick. Taken by the Warriors at the 42. Straight up the middle. And then tackled past the 50. So Del Norte's going to get outstanding field position. Cox Cooley with the return.
Great job by Cox Cooley having the fortitude.
And Del Norte has a player down and not moving. We can't tell who it is. Teams are going to take a knee.
Yeah, I'm not sure who it is. See him moving a little bit.
And now he's getting up, and I think everybody's taking a big, deep breath. It's one of the linemen, and he's putting absolutely no weight on his left foot.
As the Warriors' physicality, we knew we were going to be in for it here against Mazama. Both teams like to hit hard, and the depth of the Warriors may begin to show here at the end of this ballgame.
The lack of depth.
Yes.
Warriors sitting up just 20 people, still trying to figure out who that is.
We'll try to get a number. The coaches have been surrounding them the whole time. So here we go, coming to the line. Del Norte on the 45-yard line.
1st and 10. Handoff, Cox Cooley gets bumped early and then gets driven back. We'll get it to the 44, gain of 2.
Yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Down to the Mazama 45-yard line. We got 6:25 left here in the ball game. Del Norte trailing by 7. 21-14 your score here in the fourth quarter.
Still trying to determine who that is on the bench. 2nd down and 9. Ball on the Mazama 44. Warriors trailing by 7.
Timmy.
Handoff up the middle, finding some room. Cox Cooley lowers his head, gets past the 40 to about the 33. That's going to be good for a 1st down.
Good for 10 yards on the play. Great job by Cox Cooley. Broke 2 tackles. That's Timmy Thompson on the sideline.
Thompson, who has been a force both offensively and defensively.
So 2 starters both ways. You got Mitchell and Thompson over there.
And that is the worst fear for Del Norte. With so few players, everybody going to both ways. 1st and 10 for Del Norte. Trailing by 7. 5:36 remaining in the game. This could be the drive Del Norte has to have right here. Pitches it. That's Gonzalez. He's had some big runs, and he's going to be close to another 1st down.
Good for 3 yards
Oh,
on the
no,
play.
he got tripped up early. My bad. Looked at the wrong stakes.
Literally, there's 5 players on the Del Norte sideline that could go in the game.
Good news for Del Norte is Noah Yang is in the game is available for Del Norte, first time this season, after a shoulder injury.
Big drive down to the Mazama 30. Here we go. Warriors got to have this.
2nd down. Counter play. Driving and picking up minimal yardage as Mazama was able to get outstanding penetration up the middle. Carrying the ball was Gonzalez, who has had a lot of success with that play, but not that time. It's going to be 3rd down and 6.
2 down territory. Still run the ball here. You're okay.
Nose of the football just past the 30-yard line. 4:20 remaining in the contest, or at least in regulation. Warriors break the huddle. 3 receivers come out wide to the right, 1 to the left. Single running back as Kalea goes in the shotgun. It's Cox Cooley to his right. Now he switches over to the other side to his left. Gets the ball, hands it off. Cox Cooley finding some room. It's going to pick up to the 25. It's going to be 4th down.
And about 1 or 2, about 1.5.
Better make it. It's a good full 2 yards. Ball is sitting on the 25. 3:35 remaining. Clock running. Warriors trail by 7, but with the ball at the Mazama 25. Del Norte 4-0 coming into this game, ranked number 2 in the North Coast section, Division 5 standings. Here we go. 4th down and 2.
Play of the game for the Warriors.
Split running backs. Pitch play. Cox Cooley. Blackburn. And he will get there.
You got to love it. That's that play where OJ pitches it back to the fullback, which was Blackburn, and then OJ leads the block and picks up 5 on the play.
Down to the 21-yard line.
Great job by Blackburn, just exploding through and actually jumped for the last 2 yards.
Clock running, coming down to 3 minutes.
At this point, Del Norte be in no hurry at this point also. You don't want to get Mazama the ball back with much time left.
But no room for error. First and 10.
Still can get a first down at the 10. Ball sitting on the 21.
Under center, Kalea hands the ball off, breaking tackles, and getting near the 15
Cox Cooley.
Is Levi Cox Cooley. They're going to mark it at the 16, give him 4. 2nd down. 2:27 left.
2nd and 5.
2nd and 5. 2:20. Del Norte, we've talked up this offensive line forever. I know Timmy's on the sideline now, but I'm telling you right now, they need to put this team on their back right now and say, you know what? We are not going down tonight.
Thompson's out. Mitchell's out. Whistles blow. I guess the whistle, somewhere a whistle blew as Blackburn gets pushed back.
Loss of 2.
And now it's going to be 3rd down and 8.
3rd and 7.
One person 7s, another person 8. Ball's on the 18. 1:38 to go. Warriors have timeouts if they need to use them. They're in the huddle. Huge 3rd down. Warriors trailing by 7 on the Center Coast Hospital scoreboard. Back to pass. Throws. Caught. Caleb Price.
That was unbelievable guts by Caleb Price to make that catch. He went right into the 2 defenders. Didn't even take his eyes off the ball. Got hit hard after the catch.
It is 1st and goal.
Unbelievable.
The ball just past the 10.
Woo.
1:14 to go. Clock stopped. Now it's running after the 1st down. Warriors come to the line. Kalea goes under center. Hands it off. Blackburn. He gets calf roped down near the 6-yard line.
The line pushing that front line of the defense. That defense is wearing down up front, and the Warrior front line's getting stronger.
Less than a minute to go in regulation. Del Norte trailing 21-14. They go to the huddle. Ball on the 7.
Down to the 2nd and goal from the 7, so 7 yards to go.
Hands the ball off. Blackburn inside the 5. It's going to be 3rd and goal.
Big hole opened up by the line there. It closed down quick, but it's going to be a 4-yard gain.
Timeout called by Del Norte. Let's set the scene. Our score, Mazama 21, Del Norte 14. Time remaining in regulation, 25 seconds. Del Norte with the ball. Nose of the football touching the 5-yard line. Middle of the field, 3rd down. Del Norte has done it almost all on the ground. A great pitch and catch. Kalea to Price for a critical 3rd down just seconds ago. That's been a play, well, at least a pair that has been successful this year. Letting the 6'5" junior Price get in the end zone and having Kalea throw it up and let let it just be a jump ball.
Absolutely. And you can toss the video replays out of the way. You can toss everything out of the way. This is high school football. You got 2 plays from the 5-yard line. You need to score a touchdown. Throw all the playbooks out of the way. It's who's man enough to own the trenches right here. And my money's on that Del Norte front line right now.
Warriors go to the huddle. Now they break. It's Blackburn to the left, Cox Cooley to the right. It's Cox Cooley fumbles the ball on the pitch play. It's recovered by Mazama, and that will be the ball game.
Wait. It's our ball.
Did they say Del Norte got it back?
Yes.
I don't know how he got it back. The Mazama player landed right on it.
I think Cox Cooley had his hands on the ball underneath. He was just sitting there holding it.
Wow.
And the Mazama guy came up top.
Nevertheless,
Loss of 3.
Timeout.
It's going to be 4th and goal from the 10.
14 seconds left. It's do or die. One shot. No, you can't get a first down. You either have to score and send this into overtime, or Del Norte's 4-0 record is going to be 4-1. We got the official coming over. I think they're going to change the time. 9 seconds. Not that it matters.
4th down. This is it. Barring a penalty, this is it.
And that official is now all the way down here.
Oh, look at he's
trying to get somebody's attention. So here it is. Ball just inside the 10, in the middle of the field. We're on the road in Klamath Falls. Warriors break the huddle. They have to wait for the official to get his wind back. He's going to pull up his pants.
Listen to this crowd, John. This is what high school football is all about.
And now the officials are going to get together and talk about something.
And OJ's going to get a quick talk with the coach here.
Now all 5 officials gather. I'm not quite sure what they could be talking about.
What's your call here, John?
You call your best play. I don't know. I might go Kalea to Price.
I think tight end in the back of the end zone. Connor Long.
Connor Long.
Right here.
The player.
Play action with the run up the middle, and Connor in the middle of the end zone.
Connor Long, the player that Coach White called the biggest surprise of the season. The official's still talking. And I wonder if they're talking about that fumble.
No. I looked at the replay. They never had the ball. Cox Cooley grabbed it and actually turned his shoulder. They were just up excited about the play.
Well, I can't imagine what else they're going to be talking about.
I have no idea. The ball spotted in the right spot.
And now the officials break the huddles. So here we go. Warriors break the huddle. This is it. Undefeated season at stake. And now we got another timeout.
Nope.
Now here we go. Finally, we're going to do it. Kalea under center. Back to pass. Looking. Lob play. Price looking. It hits him and goes out of the end zone. It was close, but Caleb just could not haul it in. Mazama is going to end Del Norte's winning streak at 4. With one more play, they'll take a knee. And Del Norte will have to get ready for homecoming next week against Fortuna.
Unbelievable game, though. Man, I tell you what, I said off the get-go, it's tough to go on the road, especially to a team like this. It's well-disciplined and well-coached to get a win, and the Warriors just falling short tonight.
And once again, the officials are huddling, discussing something. And I can't imagine what they're going to be discussing.
Well, it gives me time to work on stats, John.
Here comes the white hat. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Del Norte.
For no avail.
That doesn't mean a thing. Because Mazama's going to take a knee. There's 4 seconds left. That was a strange. They're going to march. It must have been 2 of them because they're going to march it all the way up to the 39-yard line. It was at the 9. Now it's at the 39. So they must have called 2 penalties against Del Norte. Completely academic. Mazama goes under center. Takes a knee, and that will be the ball game. Del Norte is now 4-1 after falling to Mazama here in Klamath Falls tonight. Our final, 21-14. And interestingly, the coaching staff just got a Gatorade bath, and Mazama's players are acting as if they've won a state title.
Well, you know, this is a passionate team and a very traditional team. They knew they were against the ropes in this game, and they came out and executed very well, and they have every right to be very excited about this win.
We'll be back with the Freeman Rock postgame report after this. We're broadcasting live with Warrior Pride. You're listening to Del Norte Sports.
It's time now for the postgame show, and it's brought to you by Sutter Coast Hospital, Iuchi Hamlet, Lisa McCowan State Farm Insurance, L&L Design and Construction, Coast Central Credit Union, and Freeman Rock. We'll be back right after this.
Freeman Rock is your complete source for landscaping products, including topsoil and soil amendments. Buying your products in bulk is the most economical and ecologically friendly. And Freeman Rock also delivers. Freeman Rock is open Monday through Friday, 7 to 5, and Saturday by appointment. Freeman Rock has supplied our communities with quality ready-mix concrete, sand, and gravel, and now landscaping supplies since 1976. Check out our new updated interactive website, freemanrock.com, or call 469-2444.
The Hiuchi Hamlet, nestled in the redwoods by the Smith River, is your store of convenience. Whether you're spending the day at the river swimming, fishing, hiking, camping, or just taking a leisurely drive, Hiuchi Hamlet has everything you need, from hot snacks, cold beverages, and groceries to fishing tackle and gas. Stop in to see what kind of goodies you can find whenever you're nearby. Hiuchi Hamlet, proud supporters of the Del Norte Warriors.
When you choose...
Life can change in a heartbeat. A traffic accident, a sports injury, a heart attack or stroke. Suddenly, your world turns upside down. When you need attention quickly, turn to Sutter Coast Hospital's 24-hour emergency room. Skilled emergency doctors and nurses here offer compassionate and immediate care. Located in Crescent City, right off Highway 101, turn to Sutter Coast Hospital, serving the North Coast region for more than 30 years.
When you choose L&L Design and Construction, it's a game changer. They can do it all. New home construction, remodels large or small, garages and manufactured home site development. They're local, reliable, and love this community. When it comes to design and construction, choose the LaFazio family and L&L, proud supporters of the Del Norte Warriors. Start planning for spring today. Call 707-465-6432, license number 931605. It's time now for the postgame show, and it's brought to you by Sutter Coast Hospital, Hiuchi Hamlet, Lisa McCowan State Farm Insurance, L&L Design and Construction, Coast Central Credit Union, and Freeman Rock. And now, here's John and Mad Dog.
An ecstatic Mazama Viking team celebrates its 21-14 win over a now despondent Warrior squad here in Klamath Falls, Oregon. Del Norte's record falls to 4-1. Mazama now 3-0 on the season. John Pritchett, John Horner with you here on KPOD and DelNorteSports.com. And Mad Dog, it just came down to executing just a couple plays here and there. Mazama was able to do it, and Del Norte couldn't.
Absolutely. You know, the penalty caught up to us a little bit there. We had a couple big drives that got pulled back a little bit. couple of the turnovers. You got to clean those things up, but we haven't had to clean those things up yet. We haven't played a team that can make us pay for those. But I tell you what, that Mazama team played very well tonight. They executed what they wanted to get done. The Warriors just fell short on this one, but what a great high school football game when it came down to the last play of the game. I hate to say a loss is a good loss, but this team came in pretty confident with themselves, and this loss could have been something that they needed.
Let's recap the scoring. Warriors got on the board first, taking advantage of a Mazama fumble and the short field, with Kobe Mitchell scoring from 10 yards out. Kenji Adams-Lee's kick was good, and it's 7-0 Del Norte late in the first quarter. Mazama tied the game with 33 seconds left in the first half as Tristan Lee, the talented quarterback from Mazama, scored on 15 yards out. The extra point was good, and it was 7-7 after 2. In the third quarter, Gio Gonzalez, who had a terrific game, scored from 22 yards out. The extra point was good, and Warriors led midway through the third quarter, 14-7. Mazama answered in just over 2 minutes, this time Anderson on a 12-yard run, but Chase Blackburn came through, blocked the extra point, and the Warriors led 14-13. Mazama got the ball back quickly, and this time it was Lee breaking off a 60-yard run just when it looked like Del Norte had him down. The 2-point conversion was good, and it was 21-14. Warriors had their chance to tie it late, inside the 5, but 2 plays, one a fumble that Del Norte was able to recover back at the 9, and then the final pass falling incomplete, and Del Norte falls to 4-1 after losing 21-14. Let's listen to the Seaquake play of the game, Gio Gonzalez from 22 yards out. Playa under center. Counter play. Works. Warriors. Big room. It's Gio Gonzalez. Touchdown, Del Norte.
What a great job by the Warriors. Over pursuit to the right side. Gio had the counter back the other way. Textbook play call. Well executed by the front line to get the push, too.
That is your Seaquake play of the game. Gio Gonzalez with the Seaquake play of the game. And Mad Dog, you got some stats for us.
Absolutely. It was a tale of 2 halves for both teams when it came to the stats. Del Norte actually dominated the second half in the stat columns, just not on the scoreboard. Taking a look at the finals, though, Mazama 41 rushes for 190 yards, and as we thought, they passed the ball 1 time. And their quarterback didn't even pass it.
That was
Anderson throwing it to the quarterback. They were 1 for 1 for 18 yards for a total of 208 yards of total offense. The leading rusher for Mazama was the big man. He had 21 carries for 83 yards.
220-pound Charlie Baker.
He averaged 4 yards per carry. Solid effort by Baker tonight. Taking a look at Del Norte, 38 rushes for 215 yards, 3 of 9 passing for 18 yards, for a total of 233 yards of total offense for the Warriors. The biggest difference in the second half was Del Norte had 35 plays from the line of scrimmage compared to 12 plays total for Mazama from the line of scrimmage, but it equaled 2 touchdowns, and that was the difference in the ballgame.
Mazama wins for the 3rd time in 4 tries against Del Norte. The Warriors will now play. Quick recap. Del Norte, 2 turnovers. Mazama 1. Warriors' first turnovers of the season. 5th consecutive game, Del Norte had more than 100 yards in penalty yards. It's a little bit of a misnomer because 30 of those came on unsportsmanlike conduct call against the Warriors after they failed to make it on 4th and goal from the 9 with less than 10 seconds to go. Still, all those penalties seem to come at absolutely the worst possible times.
Absolutely. Yeah, they were definitely the wrong times. One time it was 4th and 5, and Del Norte went for it. Got the first down, got called back for a penalty, and ended up having to punt the ball at that point, which was a huge letdown with about 5 minutes left in the game. But Del Norte battled back once again. But turnovers and penalties once again plagued the Warriors, and this time they paid for it. They ended up losing their first game of the season.
Next week, we will be back in the friendly confines of Mike Whalen Field as the Warriors play host to Fortuna in a non-conference battle on homecoming night. That's always special, but it's always a little scary playing Fortuna. Even though the Huskies are down this year, they've got an extra week to get ready for the Warriors.
Well, my hopes right here is you had your down game right here. You're heading into a big stretch of games now. You know, you're going to have Fortuna. You're going to have Trinity, which is on the road, which should be a little bit an easier opponent. But I tell you what, I'd rather lose this one than next week against Fortuna. The Warriors are going to have to heal up a little bit. Got a little banged up in this game. Heal up a little bit and come up fired up for the homecoming game.
Last year, Del Norte started the year 5-0 and came in very, very confident going against Fortuna down there and had its lunch handed to them by the Huskies. After that, Del Norte played with a lot more intensity than they did earlier. Big question marks. The health of Kobe Mitchell, who left in the first half, and Timmy Thompson, who left midway through the fourth quarter.
And Timmy makes his way across the field with crutches. So hopefully that ankle, he's just being very cautious with it.
Any final thoughts, Mad Dog?
This is one thing I love about high school football. You know, you get in these situations, you get on the road to a hostile environment, and that you can learn as much from this loss, the Warriors can, by having another win. And I think that's what we're going to get out of this game. This is a great coaching staff. They're going to coach these kids up, and this team is going to come back much more intense next game and ready to execute and hungry to get back in winning ways.
Del Norte's junior varsity also fell from the ranks of the unbeaten. They lost to Mazama 26-8. Very sloppy game for both teams. 4 turnovers by the Warriors in that one. Our varsity score one more time. Mazama 21 and Del Norte 14. A big thanks, as always, to our engineer without peer, JD, back in the studio. Great to have you back in the studio, big guy. For Mike O'Brien at KPOD, General Manager Larry Tempe, President Mike Wilson, and the entire Bicoastal Media family, thank you for listening. Remember, you can hear a repodcast of this game next week on DelNorteSports.com. Once again, our final score, Mazama 21, Del Norte 14. For John Horner, I'm John Pritchett, and we'll be with you next Friday, homecoming night from Mike Whalen Field, as the Warriors host Fortuna in a non-conference battle. Good night, everybody. Please stay safe, and may God bless.
You've been listening to the Del Norte Warrior Game of the Week, and it's been brought to you by Center Coast Hospital, Weimar, just right for the Wild Rivers Coast, Catherine Taylor, Edward Jones, L&L Design and Construction, and the Hayuchi Hamlet. This has been a Bicoastal Media Sports presentation.